Hey, welcome back to Quelmar, everyone. We are back once again with episode 9 of Just the Q of Us. Welcome. If you are unfamiliar with what we do here at Just the Q of Us in the Quelmar realm, we are a collaborative world-building community, telling stories on top of stories, building on the shoulders of giants, and embracing the fun that comes when everybody brings something to the table. And today, we have brought two excellent players with iconic characters to the table. We're going to be seeing today a crossover between the two Quelmar campaigns of the BackHalls, which was played about 3 years ago in the beautiful state of Pennsylvania, and with Wicked Wilds, Into the Wicked Wilds, I think is the full name, Into the Wicked Wilds, which was a beautiful campaign played, actually still ongoing, in the beautiful state of Pennsylvania. So yes, we have a lot of Pennsylvania going on today here in Quelmar. And we are going to, let's just go ahead and introduce our players and our characters. We'll start right over here with Ernst. So Ben, go ahead and give me a quick introduction of yourself when you joined Quelmar, and then tell us a little bit about Ernst Grimes.
Thanks, James. My name is Ben. I started in Quelmar with the BackHalls in 2021?
I think so. I think it was, that sounds right.
Sounds right. I've done a few one-off, basically, things since then, and I'm trying to slightly steal the minivan from the last GM of the BackHalls and GM of BackHalls too.
That's right. I didn't even mention the BackHalls 2. I think that's still a secret. I don't know how many people are aware of the brewing upcoming stories that are going to be told in the halls. But we are going to be seeing Ernst today about 9 years before the BackHalls adventure, long before he was sucked away into this demi-plane of banishment and imprisonment. He was living his best life, in fact. And we'll see what that looks like today. But otherwise, on the other side of the board, other side of the screen here, we've got Chrysaor. Dean, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, how long you've been with Quelmar, and tell us about Chrysaor.
Hello, I'm Dean. I've been part of Quelmar for, I think, just over a little over a year. I first joined in the last community campaign. I don't know what was the full title. Greedy Green. I just remember.
Into the Greedy Green.
Into the Greedy Green.
Yeah, I think Ben also played a session or two of that. I don't think you guys ever played together, but
yeah. So I first joined with that, and then picked up with the second community campaign, and made Chrysaor, what I'm playing today.
That's right. And do you have anything you want to share about Chrysaor? What they are like?
He's just starting out in his adventuring career. Very, very young. Very unsure of himself. His father, who he was adventuring with previously, just passed away. I think a few months ago, as of this campaign today.
Yeah,
he's very unsure of himself, and
it's a scary place. It's a scary place to be in, Chrysaor. I know that was a huge driving force that led him into being that adventurer and going out into the wilds and becoming his best version of himself. I don't think Ernst knows anything about that. We'll find out today. Ernst, Ben's like, wait a second, that's a character I wrote. No. This is 3 years before Into the Wicked Wilds. The year, let's run the intro sequence. Let's get into the game. I'm going to go ahead and run the intro and take it away. Players, we begin today's adventure. I'm going to place the two of you here in on this rail car. Let's make that just a little bit bigger. There we go. I'm going to place the two of you here on this rail car. The last thing, I'm going to put you on the back, facing the door leading towards the end of the train. And then I am going to drop so many boxes on your head. So, there we go. Perfect.
Jesus.
So, Ernst, Chrysaor, the last thing that you remember as you are coming back to your senses and rubbing your heads was seeing the sight of luggage, crates, and boxes from a higher shelf in this cargo car toppling over down and smashing you into the face as you are just getting up off the floor. Everything is still just a little bit blurry. You can feel a throbbing, and you catch a glimpse of somebody across the aisle who looks vaguely familiar. And then you hear a voice calling out from the front of the car, opposite of the door you guys are in. And it appears to be some sort of officer or conductor. Let's do this guy here. You can hear him shout across the car. He says, "What are you doing? That's private property! Get away from there!" What do you do?
Well, of course it's private property. I was looking for my own property in here.
He's gonna start marching down, sort of kicking aside boxes that were jostled when the train must have hit something, because you can see not just where you're standing, but all down the carriage. Boxes have fallen off of shelves. Some of them have fallen off and fell open. And he's gonna look at you, Chrysaor. And at your feet is going to be a blade, a recognizable blade, one of your own. And he says, "You know, if you were going for a weapon, that's reason to have you arrested." And he reveals like a little, almost a sheriff's star on his coat, like he's a marshal. He's like an air marshal before a train. Are train marshals a thing? Probably. Yeah. And he says, "Now, you weren't thinking of picking up that weapon, were you?"
No, I'm just trying to get my stuff. I try to like reach down to like put it like away into like a sheath. Whatever.
He says, "Is all of that yours?" And he'll motion to the rest of the stuff that's packed with the sword. And you will see that pretty much, if on your sheet you've got any baggage, any items, pretty much all of that stuff is going to have been spilled out from its container here, at like your own luggage container.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to explain, like, yeah, it's mine, like, I'm just trying to put it away after all it fell.
Alright, and what are you doing, what are you doing there? And he's gonna point to the door behind you, and you'll look, Ernst, and you'll see that there is a set of lockpicking tools that is still actively inside the door handle. And he sees the little pick and rod, and he looks at you, Ernst, and then he looks at you, Chrysaor. He looks back at you, Ernst, and then his fingers get a little twitchy.
Well, clearly, I wouldn't be sitting in this luggage cart during this ride here. Unfortunately, when we came up here to retrieve my associates' things, the door swung behind me and closed. Very good security you have here, but unfortunately, no one else was around, and I needed to get back to my rather comfy bed.
Oh, you're sleeping in that carriage behind you, you say?
Yes.
Excellent. So now, so we're going to go ahead and start with our first roll of the day. And that's going to be a personality roll. So, do you have any personality, Ernst?
Oh, dude.
All right, so the way it works in Atris is our players here should have a D6 or multiple D6s. On your sheet, Ernst, what numbers do you have personality listed with?
4 and 5.
4 and 5. Excellent. So every roll in Atris is going to start at medium, so you'll be rolling 3 dice. And we're going to start it just like that here. And so you'll roll 3d6, and you'll tell me if you get any 4s or 5s.
336.
336. He draws a gun, and he's got it pointed at you now. And he says, you know, I was told that something might be sleeping in that cargo car, but it was not human. And you look pretty living. And then he says, tell me one more time, what in the 10 hells are you doing trying to break into the cargo? And now we are going to, now Ben doesn't know the answer to this, so just so the audience is aware, this is not information that the players have been provided with ahead of time. We are right now flying by the seat of our pants because we are going to take our first example flashback. So we are going to flashback to hours ago. Probably about 6 hours ago, when the two of these fine gentlemen were just boarding the Iron Horse at a train station in Lunas. So, and now that I've shown you guys a little example of how the flashbacks work, I'm going to now open the door to you two. Today's game is built at 4 effective time periods. So, in order to get all the information and to do the planning and learning and educating that we're going to need, you can call for a flashback, and we're going to jump backwards. And if you want to call from a flashback from right here, we're going to jump backwards again. And when we resolve each of those flashbacks...
Inside a flashback.
As we resolve the flashback, so for instance, the question that was posed here was, what are you trying to do getting into that cargo car? As soon as we sort of have roughly an answer there, we have an option to then flash forward, because we know enough that we can answer. We can continue the story in the highest tier. But if we find in this tier, as things are progressing, that we still are missing questions or we still need more information, we can flash back again. And this sort of, you're going to see how this works. So, hours ago, 6 hours ago at the Iron Horse Station in High Lunas, the two of you find yourselves talking to a dwarf at the platform as the train is loading up in the background there. And let's grab our little dwarf friend. I like this guy. Right size. There we go. Okay. So as the three of you find yourself standing at the station. Sounds of boarding and patrons and luggage and other trains are coming and going. When the dwarf in front of you, Chrysaor, says, he snaps his big, massive fingers, and each snap is like a tiny sonic wave because your head is ringing. Whatever happened last night, it is still keeping you from paying full attention here. So he says, oh yeah, did you hear me? Do you know, are you even paying attention? Do you know what I just said? Hey!
Oh.
Oh.
I have not been.
Oh my. Oh. All right. I only got one question. Can you focus for 1 second to answer my question, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna be bringing the sky skiff around at the mountain pass when you come out of the tunnel, right? That's what you said. When I bring the sky skiff around, are you bringing it to me, or do I need to come into the train and fetch it?
Fetch what?
Fetch
I
what?
Needs to come to us. I think.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the sky skiff up. You need me to rope it off and then come fetch it from you.
Yeah.
All right, we can do that. We can do that, but only because it's if you look, it's being loaded on right now. I think. Is that what it is? And he'll gesture to down the station where, at the end of the station, the very, very, very last car on the edge has a crane that is dropping a massive, like, 8x8. I'll just throw another crate down. We can put it sort of in a crate. A big old crate is being dropped into the final carriage of the car, and you can see a couple of sort of burly, thuggish guards are also stationed down there, and they're sort of overseeing the process. Just drop like I don't know. Dean, give me a D6.
5.
5. All right. So there are 5 guards at that last car there. And there is one leader guard who will use this guy with his little sword and shield. And he's the one, I'll say he's standing on top of the train, and he's like sort of motioning and gesturing and trying to get the box center and telling them when they can lower it. He's overseeing the operations. And so the three of you, you two and the dwarf, can see that it's being loaded in all the way at the end here. And he says, I'm going to tie it off to the skiff. And that door that they're using, I'm just going to jump right in through there. But can you have it unlocked for me? It's probably locked from the inside.
Yeah.
All right, great. Did you guys buy tickets yet?
Or tickets? Ernst?
Yes. I've never needed a ticket for something like this. I just kind of showed up and they're like, oh, you are people.
You just showed up and they just put you on the train?
Normally, I'm not traveling by myself, so.
Well,
those handles for me.
I mean, for this one, you're probably going to need a ticket. I don't think this train belongs to you and your family.
Fair point. Alright. I shall go procure us one ticket. 2 tickets.
All right, so Ernst, you can do that. You can head on over to a little station that's in the rail yard there, and you'll find just a little gnomish ticket taker who's running the booth. And she pops her little head up over the counter, and she says, "Ooh, you going on a ride? You got your tickets, or you need tickets? I can print them here, or do you need to buy them?"
I'd need to buy them still.
All right. Here we go. Let me see. Yep, we still got tickets left. We got 1 first class ticket left. We've got 2 second class tickets left. We got 3 third class tickets left. I travel third class. It's very cheap, very effective. I can fit myself in a suitcase, and then I can just live on the shelf. It's great. Yeah, I don't think you'd fit in a suitcase, but what are you thinking? First class, second class, third class?
Well, definitely 1 first class ticket for sure.
1 first class ticket? Great. That's 30 gold pieces. And a second ticket?
Uh-huh. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Ernst is looking through his wallet and realizes he has 30 gold pieces exactly. Yeah, I think I can make that work.
All right, 1 first class ticket. Sounds good.
Yep.
She'll take a little gnomish contraption over here, and it'll have a little spindle and a reel, and she'll pull it, and it'll pop, and it'll go, and then eventually a little piece of parchment comes furled out with a gold trim, and that she'll wave, and she'll sort of cool off like it's still wet. And then she'll hand it across the counter, and it'll have all the information that you'll have just given her, including your name and your carriage and your private room in first class that you'll have all to yourself.
Perfect.
All right, now move along. Looks like there's a line forming, so you better get on your way.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Chrysaor, Ernst returns back to you in the dwarf with a nice fresh piece of parchment waving in the air. What do you do?
Did you get our tickets?
Yes.
What class are we in?
Oh, we're in first class. Did you expect me to travel any other way?
How much did that cost you? Two first class tickets.
Oh, it was 30 gold for one first class ticket. So 15 each, if you're keeping track.
My math works out the way you...
All right, you got your tickets. That's great. All right, then you guys are going to board. I think it's about 6 hours from now. It's going to start the ascent right around dinner time. And I'll bring the skiff around the side of the fiddleheads. And everything else we discussed, I think I'm all clear. Are you all clear? You guys had a rough night last night. A really good night last night. I can't tell, but are you still drunk? I really can't tell.
Okay, I'm okay. I can't get drunk.
Okay, great. Then I'm gonna go because I'm gonna need to get a head start.
Drinking.
I need a head start, so I'm gonna go. I will see you at the edge of the mountains right after the ascent, past the first tunnel. And I'm gonna hunker in, tie myself off to the end carriage, and then I'm gonna come in through the trapdoor on top, and we'll procure it. We'll get it on the skiff, and we can all get the hell out of here. And he's really hesitant to walk away. He's looking at the faces you guys are making, like you're still computing what the plan is. And then he's gonna give you a nice okay, and he's gonna saunter off in a walk that sort of kind of turns into a jog that turns into a run. And he's out of there.
Now, Chrysaor, I hate to bring this up now, but do you remember that fella's name?
In my head, he's just been the dwarf, so...
The dwarf. Okay. Okay.
You hear a call. After a few more seconds, you guys are looking around, looking at the train, looking at the station, figuring out what to do next. And then there's a call at the gates. A conductor, just a normal human. He says, last call to Uggarat.
Well, great. I believe this is time for us to board.
It is.
Ogre.
You still don't know what's in that box.
Oh, no. I hope we'll figure that out in one of the flashbacks we call for.
Do we want to call for another flashback?
I mean, now's a good time to do it.
All right, yeah, let's call for another flashback.
Excellent. So as the two of you start to make your way towards the carriage to enter the train, you are met with a beautiful woman who has sort of a little posse of her own, who is sauntering up the same time you guys are. Like, she also just heard the last call, and she stops dead in her tracks as she sees you, Ernst. And Chrysaor, you can feel this tension as the two of them lock eyes at the doorway. And you're not sure what the tension is. And you try to rack your brain and try to remember Wait. Okay, so this is... Who is this? This is... And we're going to go ahead and flash back
There we go.
to the White Arch Hotel in Low Lunas. This is a little hotel with massive rooms. Let's get the board back up. And let's get that tavern music going. All right. So, as you are sitting at the table, Ernst, you can hear footsteps coming up the stairway to your private suite here on the third floor of the White Arch Hotel. And, Chrysaor, I want you to give us the most dramatic... Dean, you give us the most dramatic introduction you can of what Ernst sees and hears and smells and feels as this creature, Chrysaor, rounds the corner into the hotel to accept this offer of protection, of hired services, a nice, strong, powerful, burly man ready to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
All right, so Chrysaor runs in, and you just see this 5'6", scrawny-ass, out-of-breath teenager just barrel through the door, almost falling over himself, and then recover like really quickly, and it's absolutely like giddy and excited. Just be doing whatever he's just got hired for. He doesn't even like fully aware.
You saw that there was money in it, Chrysaor. You saw the posting was looking for anybody who was willing to just do a protection job on a trip far away from the Opidon Peninsula, which is where Rowendia and Lunas and Julespar and all those are. A train trip, it looks like, out through the Fiddleheads to the middle of the desert, a little city named Ugarat. It was a great opportunity to escape, to get away, to try to test the waters, exploring the world, being your own hero, being your own man away from everyone, and showing that you can do it. Yeah.
He just saw money and can leave granite, and he's like,
exactly.
Yes, please.
It was a nice, very well-paying job from a name that you may even recognize. The Grimes family. They operate a lot of oil operations, which here in the year 890 is only becoming more and more frequent as oil is starting to supplant a lot of the sort of older Magitech stuff. So it sounded like a good opportunity, and you come and you scamper and you almost make a great first impression. But when you get back to your feet and you start to make your way to the table, you can see the man in the hat who has put out the jobs. Obviously a powerful oil baron or something. And Ben, give me your most dramatic version of Ernst that Chrysaor sees as he comes into the hotel room.
Well, I'm assuming he's doing the trope of, like, kind of stuck in the corner, foot up, like, on the table, glass of whiskey in his hand. And he'll look up, and you'll see a kind of fresh, baby-faced, trying to grow a mustache. It's not quite there yet, but you wouldn't call it scraggly. It's good. But maybe, like, at most 22. Not quite the big, hulking, angry oil baron you're thinking of. Someone who, is more shy, a little sprightly, a little twiggy. But, you know, can hold his own.
And I'll open the scene to the two of you as, I'm sure one of you must offer the hand first. Who offers the hand?
I guess Chrysaor would.
Okay, I was gonna say we can also say nobody offers a hand. You know, two unsure people who don't know how to do simple business.
Chrysaor's unsure how to do business. He's just really excited right now. So he's like, I don't want to say overbearing, like way too into it for like how little he knows of like what's actually going on.
Yeah.
mean,
Take it away. The two of you are meeting for the first time now, as Ernst has put out a call for somebody to help protect him in this mission to recover the Grimes Field docent. The Grimes Field docent, which is something that his father had well protected. It was a little, you're not sure if it was a magical item or if it was just a little lockbox, but it was the key to mapping out all of the veins of oil and the oil sands that the family operated, and which ones still needed to be tapped, which ones were running out, which ones had potential and might have some more oil. It was the key to the entire family's operation. Now, unfortunately for you, Ernst, you were away shortly after your father died, and you weren't there at the estate sale that was being held, where the docent was erroneously sold off to one Cameron Dimdale.
oh, you did go back. Okay.
Now, whoever this Cameron Dimdale is, maybe you know about him, maybe you don't know about him, but either way, he has, you believe, what might be, if Dimdale can figure it out, the key to undermining, no pun intended, your family's source of wealth. And not even your family's, but now that your father has only just recently passed, your source of wealth, the key to your operations. As far as you know, Dimdale was going to have it shipped out to their headquarters, their business center in a city known as Ugarat, which is far, far, far out west in the Karmaja, the big deserts. The most information you were able to procure up to this point is that it'll probably be taken there by train. You've got a list of trains that it'll probably be on if he's trying to get it out of Lunas quickly. And what you knew was that because he got it in an estate sale legally, it was sold off. It's technically his. The only way that you're going to get it back into the family's hands is by taking it into your own hands. So you put out an ad for a little bit of help, because as far as you're concerned, if the Dimdales know what this thing is, they're probably going to have it protected. The call probably didn't get answered super well. You might have had like maybe 2 other people who came in today you talked to that weren't very impressive. So you've got your fingers crossed that this young man here has got everything you need to do the job.
Welcome.
Hi, sir.
Take a seat.
All right.
Are you reaching out your hand to shake?
Yeah, I would have like reached out my hand and like shook it as I was like sitting, right?
Yeah.
Overeager.
I'm assuming you've seen my job posting.
Yeah.
Now, in the most information gathering and not braggadocious at all, do you know who I am?
No.
Does the name Doug Grimes mean anything to you?
No.
That's okay. So, I need protection and a little help on a bit of a, not quite reconnaissance, not quite secret, but a mission along those lines. What experiences do you have in protecting others, reclaiming stolen goods, anything like that?
I'm a rising star in the fight pits, and my dad used to take me out adventuring. Then he died last month, so I haven't really done anything since then.
My condolences.
You?
I too have, if you knew Doug Grimes, you would probably have known that he also has passed on recently. So you're from the Fire Pits. You just worked and adventured with your dad. Does the name Cameron Dimdale ring a bell?
No.
If I said he was a lousy, no good son of a... What would you say?
Take your word for it.
Well, I don't think he'd send anyone up here on his own anyway. Well, my options seem few. You seem very keen. Maybe bring up or behold your father's as an adventurer and a fighter. If I'm not putting words in your mouth, I assume.
Okay. Got it.
Well, it's my workout. I will then kind of expose the what was stolen, what happens, a little bit of like, yeah, I kind of need this back. So if you're okay with these terms, up for a little adventure, a little high stakes, a little, maybe a little trouble. Hopefully not, but probably will trouble.
It sounds fun. Sounds like I can do it.
All right. Well, I will cheers to that. If you don't have a drink, can someone else get there? And then we'll just cheers, clink, and like, okay. Here are the list of trains that it might be on. We'll probably have to recon, make sure. I mean, they're not really going to hide something that we can find out what train is on.
Excellent. So, and you are correct. Now sort of being laid out in front of you on a couple of papers, and maybe there is a family servant or somebody who's been loyal to the Grimes for a while who's brought out the paperwork. Here you go. I'll give you one of those typical old manly butler guys who's just like brings out drinks and intel to the table for the operation. And this is our planning table. So in the Ocean's 11 sense, whenever we need to do the flashback to the planning board, because there was something that we were anticipating that we might be able to have ready. If the idea is we want to make sure we store a crate full of bombs on the train before we go in, then we'll flash back, we'll come to here, we'll establish whatever the game plan is, and there will be a roll to see how well that works. I know Ben has predisposed as a skill. Chrysaor, did you pick up any predisposed?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, awesome. Then we are in good shape for today's game, because predisposed is the flashback skill. It is the flash forward skill. It's the being prepared skill. And in order for us to be prepared and for this to be a successful heist, we're going to take a lot of use of that predisposed skill. So first things first, I'm going to have Ben give me one more roll here. Or no, actually, Dean, you provoked this flashback. So, Dean, go ahead and give me a predisposed check. This is going to start at a medium.
Moderate?
Yeah, moderate. So, this is going to determine how successful this flashback is and what you remember from tonight that will now answer the question of this woman tomorrow.
Okay, I need a 5. Okay, I got a 5.
Oh, excellent. Great. That makes my job easy.
5.
So, as you are looking over some of the data, and some of the noise probably just becomes a blur of information in your ears, one thing does catch your eye, and it's a picture that is set up here to identify Mr. Cameron Dimdale, or not Cameron. Cameron Dimdale. And it's a wonderful picture, a portrait that's been taken, that's been drawn of him and his lovely wife, Florentia.
We're in Dimdale? Or the Dimdale?
Don't confuse Cameron Dimdale.
That wasn't my inspiration at all. Stop it.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny. In Opedan, here where we are, there is a city known as Darden, which has a battle games, and they have their games in the Darden Danger Dome. So, So don't confuse Cameron Dimdale, the oil baron, with, Darlene Darden of the Darden Danger Dome. Two totally different families.
Okay.
So, now that so you'll see that picture of Florentia and the Dimdale Praetor, and we'll jump backwards or forwards a level, where you once again see Florentia now stopped, making eyes with Ernst at the gate of the door here. So we'll grab you. You guys were just about to enter. Get rid of Jeeves here. And there she is. And the first thing she says, Ernst, as she's got like a little handbag with her, she's about to walk on. And she says, oh, are you going my way?
It appears to be.
That's such a coincidence. What business do you have out in Uggarat? Oh, here, first class. And she'll hand him the first class ticket. And he'll look at it and sort of stamp it and hand it back. And then she'll wait, like, in the doorway. And as she's continuing to talk to you, she'll say, what business do you have in Uggarat? Family expansion?
No. I do need to talk to your husband about oil business. Maybe you know too. I'm sure you well and truly understand I'm taking over something that maybe be a bit above my head.
I have heard. I'm sorry about your dad. Of course, it's a loss to everyone in that industry. You didn't buy that ticket just to talk with Cameron, did you?
I want to take a tour of your ball field.
I'm sure he'd be pleased to hear that. Well, he's not going to be on the train today. He's already in Uggarat, but if you want to talk, I know a few things about the business, but I mostly stay a little removed. I don't do a lot for the Dimdale oil. But it's so funny that we're riding the same train. We can catch up. And she'll turn.
It is.
She won't even listen to you.
Meal together.
She doesn't even hear you when you say that part. And ticket taker guy is still standing there. He's like, tickets? All right, tickets. 1, 2.
Hand him over the ticket and
First class.
clearly say, yeah, for me and my associate here who is coming with me.
This is one ticket, sir.
Yep. And I'm just going to keep walking on.
Yeah, sir, your ticket.
I just nod my head and
Yeah,
follow.
come on.
The ticket taker will try to step in front of you and try to stop you, Chrysaor. Give me a might check. This one's going to be an easy might check. Do you have might as any of your abilities?
Ability.
All right, great. So this is where we're going to introduce what a luck roll is. In the Atris system, if I ask for a roll and it's not an ability your character is very good at, like right now at this point in time in life, Chrysaor is not a very mighty guy. You are going to roll a luck roll. The luck roll will replace any skills that you cannot roll, and you're just going to roll 2d6 and pray that you get doubles.
I have in my bad baggage small and weak.
So yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Nah, a 1 and a 3.
Yeah, you try to get on there, but even this little ticket taker man is stronger than you. He stops you and sort of pushes you back. He says, sorry, you're going to need a ticket to come on board, sir. The ticket station's right over there. You can talk to the gnome if you need to buy one.
Yeah, I guess I have to quickly run back. And
I'll turn around and be like, are you seriously going to deny entry for my associate here in as braggadocious way as I can. Do you understand who I am?
Ooh, pull in the Grimes card. Yes, you can give me a personality check, but this one's going to be hard, so you're only going to roll the 2d6. Since this is our first hard check of the game, I'm going to teach you guys real quickly about how you can make the odds better for yourselves. If you look at your sheet, you'll see that you have good baggage, you have etc., you have your cliche, you have all these things that are about your character. If you can find something on your sheet that lends itself to this situation, and the situation being trying to convince or intimidate or impress the ticket taker man into letting you break the rules, you capitalist swine, then if you can find something on your sheet that reflects that, then it will make the roll easier, and it'll go from hard to moderate.
I mean, I am inheriting the Grimes business.
And
I have that as bad baggage because I recently lost my dad, though.
Well, in this case, it would certainly... Do you have anything in your good baggage or your cliche or your species or your miscellaneous, etc.?
Smooth talking cowboy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, smooth talking cowboy is exactly what we're looking at, right? So you're going to say, this is a really hard thing for people to pull off, but I'm a smooth talking cowboy, so it's going to be slightly easier for me. Right? Dean doesn't have smooth talking cowboy on their sheet, and so it would still be hard.
Good baggage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's make that a moderate. So we'll take it from hard to moderate. So it's 3d6.
3. I got a 5. That's where our personality is.
Excellent. So in this case, that's a success, and you will be able to. He will see. He'll take a second, and he'll be like, "Oh, Mr. Grimes, we use exclusively Grimes oil on the Iron Horse these days. I didn't realize. I'm very sorry about your father. I heard the news. Please, associate of the Grimes, you can step on board. That's the first classroom has room for 2.
Perfect. Thank you.
Step on.
And that's why we eat the rich.
It's
but yes, so
a heel in wrestling.
So the two of you step onto the train, and you can make your way to the. Oh, where's it at? I'll put you in that first class room, which I think is here with little private rooms. We'll go back a few cars. And there's a little bed, and then there's a little couch, little fold out opposite the bed, that you guys can put your stuff. Or actually, I guess you don't have your stuff. Actually, where is your stuff? That's a great question.
Question. Yeah.
I would assume I'd try to bring it in as like a carry-on.
All right. So let's see if that succeeds.
I'll say my daggers and my tools, the lockpicking. However, all of the fancy clothes and stuff, that all got put back.
So because we are past where that would have been established, in order to have retroactively established that decision, we are going to need to take
good point.
say it with me, Ben, of flashback. There we go. Great. So
yeah,
last night at the inn, at the hotel, you are looking over the paperwork, and you can see, Ernst, that it lays out a few rules and regulations on a little pamphlet for the Iron Horse. The big one that you've got your eyes glued to, that both of you can see, is that there are restrictions on carry-on items. That includes any weaponry. In fact, all weapons must be stowed, but first-class passengers, and only first-class passengers, can have a light weapon on them.
Perfect.
So knowing that weapons must be stowed, what's the game plan?
So, when we get onto the train, I'm thinking I shouldn't really have that much rusty daggers. Lock picking, I could probably hide that in my coat somewhere. Just say it's a little carry-on purse with some money in it. Your weapons, however, might be a bit of an issue.
I have this, and then I have I have my rapier, which is like just completely golden. Like this I'll have to stow, yeah. But and then I like reach behind me and I pull out what like the remains of a longsword, they got like broken in half. But like this should be like I can like hide and like it's within the regulations, it seems.
Yeah, and I'll get you on for matter. Yeah. So that should be good. Now, do we want to stow anything else in our luggage, perhaps in our clothing, in our pampering powder kits, in our whiskey luggage, in our pillowcase luggage, in our sheets and bedding luggage, in our boots?
He just keeps going.
Bag one or
It's
bag
like 5 minutes later.
As soon as you said luggage, Chrysaor zoned out because he has never needed it. This is a poor kid from the streets you picked up.
No,
All
nothing
his
else you want
belongings
to
are in
add.
a sack right now. All right.
Great. So looking at all of the items we are bringing to the table today based on our sheets, it looks like we're going to have Chrysaor try to stash and stow the broken one, but then actually store the rapier. And then, Ernst, do you have a small or light weapon that you'd like to have on yourself entering the train?
The daggers.
The daggers. Okay, so you
usually do double daggers.
Sure. So the double daggers, we'll see if that works out in your favor. And then is there any other items that otherwise, if we don't try to establish now that they're on us, they're going to be in the cargo car, which means we're not going to be able to access any of these items until we get to the cargo car, which we know does happen eventually.
Can I roll to see if I get the lockpicking stuff with me or if I have to stow it?
Well, so we're going to try to establish what we want, and then there will be a roll that will establish how successful that is. So flashbacks aren't free. We sort of line up like, let's flashback and establish what we want. Here's so that if it was like I used the example earlier, like let's store a bunch of bombs on the car. We'll flashback, talk it out. What do we want? Roll, and then resolve it in the present. So if we failed the bomb check, maybe the bombs did get stored, but they go off right then and there. Or maybe the bombs, they got stored, but they got stored in the wrong place. Or maybe they got stored, but they were all duds. It's always, we're failing forward. I'm not saying that you will flash back and you'll say, I'm going to bring my cat. And then we flash forward and you failed. And it's like, no, you didn't. It'll still work out. But complications may arise. So,
okay.
So now that we sort of established where we want everything to be, going into the station, going into the train. Ben, you called for this flashback, so you'll need to give us the flashback, the predisposed roll. So this is a roll to establish where all of the items are going to be based on the planning. So it's almost like at the planning table, we've got lists of everything we want to bring and maybe little like arrows that's like, okay, well, these things are going in cargo. I'm going to bring these things. This thing's going to be stored in the pillowcase. So for that to be successful, you're going to need to give me a moderate predisposed check.
Do we want to discuss any more things we want to bring now, or just do the roll first?
If and just so you know, if we do feel like we do want to bring more later, and we're like, damn, I wish I'd brought a disguise kit, that's another call for a flashback. Okay. So we can flash back again and continue this part of the conversation and be like, okay, disguise kit, and see if we did bring it or where.
Okay, so. Okay. Let's try to think of like everything we can right now, just so we don't have to call another flashback and maybe mess up another roll. So is there anything else that we might need? Like bombs? Do we want to bring bombs? That James keeps mentioning it.
Like, do we want the dynamite option? Maybe Disguise Kit's a good one, but
Disguise Kit is a good. I think I cast. I think I know Minor Illusion. I have some.
I don't have anything with that.
That's indeed my character sheet. I don't know.
Right. Ways to hide. Do we want to bring in extra money? Do we want to have the dynamite option? Smoke bomb?
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm riddled with grief of my recently deceased father, so I'm not thinking clearly about what I would like to pack.
Chrysaor is also riddled with grief. He's never done anything like this, so it's like he's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever you say, Bob.
Okay. Well, if we think of anything later tonight, then we can quickly pack that on, or I'll have someone pack that for us more accurately.
Yeah.
All right, then in that case, we're going to go ahead and have Ben give us that predisposed check. You're going to start with 3. If you have anything on your sheet that relates to organizing and preparing the placement of items in a heist, just being prepared, I don't think so. I don't think that's Ernst's sort of thing.
He's more improv.
Yeah, so just go ahead and give you the 3.
I got the 6, which is my
Nice.
predisposed.
All right. So with that predisposed success, we'll jump back to the present. And we will find ourselves in our little galley car before the train has taken off. Ernst, you now have your daggers. You know that you were allowed to bring daggers on. Chrysaor, you have the broken part of the sword. But otherwise, we've now established that as part of the loading procedures, everything else would have been packed up in a luggage or a sack or something and brought into a cargo car that would have probably been further back.
Did we establish my picking kit came with me?
Yes, because you succeeded. And that's what you wanted, was you wanted
good.
to have the lockpicking kit on you.
Great.
All right.
So the two of you hunched over, sitting on your bed and your couch, trying to figure out the next steps, waiting for the train to take off. Is there anything you wanted to do here? If not, we can... I think we now have enough information that we can resolve the original flashback.
I'm okay with going back.
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're good.
Yeah, okay.
Perfect. So we will flash forward one more time.
God, this was a flashback.
I know, right?
And as we flash forward, I'm going to put you guys here. And we're going to jump to there. So, at about this time, after a minute, your heads have cleared and you're starting to think straight again after all those boxes fell on your heads. And the man who has his gun pointed at Ernst after seeing the lockpicking set in the door, he does say, the last thing we heard from him was, "What in the 10 hells are you doing trying to break into that secure cargo?"
I was just trying to get back to my private quarters, and then we hit this bump in the road. I got bumped in the head. I'm all turned around. I don't know what that is right there. Would you just lower your weapon? Move back to where we need.
He takes another step closer. He says, "I was warned about you, Grimes. I'm not surprised. This is exactly what I was told might happen. Now, I'll give you a chance.
And
You can step back and go back to your room and wait for us to get to Ugarat, where I will have the authorities alerted of this attempted robbery. Or I can just go tell the Lady Florentia right now what I found, and maybe She and her men will have something to do with this.
How far away is he from me?
Probably striking distance.
I'm going to... Oh, am I going to do this? Yeah, I am. I'm just going to go lean over to my side and go, Chrysaor? Now. And try to just pick up luggage and throw it.
And boom! All right, so we're going to enter a
I'll go
conflict.
for my...
And you've got the sword's at your feet. That's right, because now we've established.
No, I have a sword. I have a sword on me too.
Oh, the broken one. That's right. So you technically have both, like, within reaching distance right here.
Yeah.
So we're going to go into our first conflict of today. The way conflict works is very similar, but instead of just rolling against a static number success, it is a contest of who can roll the most successes. These are broken up into categories. So in this case, because you're using a sword, it would be melee. So you're going to look at any of your skills that are melee based, which, if you need a reminder, the melee skills in Atris are might, craftsmanship, and vitality. Do you have any of those?
I have vitality.
Excellent. So vitality, whenever it comes to rolling melee one-on-one, you will be making a vitality check. It'll start at moderate like normal. Enemies in the game will always have their rolls at 6. So in this case, I'm going to roll these 66. And this warden, this marshal, he's a pretty low enemy. So he's going to have successes on 1s and 2s. So in this case, I have got 1, 2, 3 successes. So in order for you to hit him, you will need to match that. You will need to get 3 successes of your own. Now, here's where it gets fun. It's very easy when it comes to combat to get your dice up, because you are saying, I want to try to hit him with something. You look at your sheet, and you see what applies to me trying to hit him. Do you have something written on your sheet related to what you're doing right now?
I have good baggage. I have 2 cool swords and prodigal gladiator.
Excellent. So because you have the swords written and you're also a gladiator, that 3 is going to go up to 6. So you're going to roll 6 as well, and you're going to see if you can get 3 vitality, 3 successes.
All right, first 3. Okay. I need vitality. Yeah, okay. I have 1 success. And then second 3. That fell off. I have a second success. And a third success.
Wow, nice. It was close. But just as the train jostles again and sort of shrinks, he loses his footing and he falls into you. And you get him. So I'm going to mark a wound here. Where's my... Go. I'm going to mark a wound on him. And he cries out as you strike him, "Ah, criminals, scum, thieves!" And he turns and he's going to try to run away, which I'll just take his turn, which he's not going to try to... well, actually, let me do this. I'll have him stumble backwards a little bit. He can't get very far because the floor is littered with luggage. So he'll get out of striking distance and he'll take a shot at Chrysaor. So now you're on the reverse end of this Chrysaor. I'm going to roll 6, and I'm going to see how many successes I get. And this is ranged, so you'll need a ranged skill to defend with, and that can be... The ranged ones are agility, personality, and hunt. Do you have any of those?
I have agility and personality.
Excellent. So you'll pick one. So you get to choose, are you going to avoid this by saying something that throws him off, or are you going to avoid this by dodging?
I'm going to do agility. I have more agility than...
Excellent. So then, in that case, in order to not get hit, you are going to need to get more than 1 success of agility.
I need a 1 or a 6. So I roll. What is it? This is.
It's going to start at. It starts at 3 every time. It starts at 3, and then you'll look at your sheet. Do you have something related to? I think the gladiator stuff is fine. I think if you have history as a gladiator going in battle, that sounds like it'll make that a 6.
Okay. All right. So I need to get a 1 or a 6 and 6 rolls. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 6, and I'm not going to roll the other 3 because I don't need to, right?
Well, give me the roll to see how many, because we're counting
rolls?
successes.
Okay. 2 successes.
Excellent. So 2 successes is perfect. He takes the shot. He fires, and you dodge. It completely misses you as he's stumbling backwards. And we're going to jump to Ernst. Ernst, your bodyguard did a great job of somebody who was about to spoil the whole operation. Slashed him down. He's stumbling backwards. He's firing his gun. You know this is about to draw a lot of heat, but before anybody else can show up here, what do?
Seems like a good time to go for a flashback, doesn't it?
We can. I've got, the state of this map is saved. He's got 1 wound. He's at half carriage distance. If you want, this is like one of those cases where we can flash back and you can establish, we'll see the air marshal walking down the hallway, and then you can sort of plan, like, okay, what are we going to do if he comes in our way?
Flashback, the entire cart in front of us is completely cleared out. Because we did whatever.
It's an option. I'll say, let's create a formal language here. If either of you say, I would like to call for a flashback, or I am going to call for a flashback, that's it. As soon as one of you says that, I will flash us back a level. And if we need to flash back a second time, we'll flash back. I'll set the situation, and then you can call it again. So we technically can jump 2 levels at a time.
Okay.
But in theory, you should be able to prepare from 1 level up. Yeah. But we don't need a flashback if you've got a game plan, Ernst. If you've got something else you want to try or do, it is your turn.
It is. I'm trying to think of, how much can I do in 1 action? Because my thought is to either throw a box at him or try to open my clothing luggage and tie him up.
2 great options. Up to you.
Oh.
Throw your whiskey luggage at him, or your boot luggage, or your...
Your bedsheet luggage.
I just started listing.
They're all labeled too on the outside.
Or your
so
powder keg luggage, or your
Powder keg luggage?
Powder keg.
Oh, I thought it was powder keg. Yeah, he's got a luggage, and it just opens. It's all black powder.
It's powder kit, the makeup.
Yeah. Oh. I'm just gonna throw a piece of luggage at him.
Excellent. So that's going to be a ranged attack. So, do you have agility, personality, or the other one?
I have 2 agility and 2 personality.
Great. So pick one, and then you'll be able to roll your. You'll start at 3, and then you'll have to. This is where it gets tricky. You have to look at your sheet and see: do you have anything that relates to sort of improvised weaponry and attacking by surprise, catching him off guard with strange weapons like luggage? Because you're not just using a gun or a sword.
I wrote on good baggage, quick reflexes in a steady hand.
Okay, I mean that sounds fine to me. I mean, quick reflexes in a steady hand sounds like being able to improvise grabbing luggage and throwing it at him.
Okay. How much should I roll?
Well, I got
5?
only 1 success, so you're going to need 2 successes on 2 agility successes out of 6.
On 5 dice, 6 dice? 6.
6 dice, yes.
I have 1 success.
Ooh.
Out of 6 dice?
Sometimes the numbers just don't work. Yep. So, you do pick up the luggage and you toss it, and it smacks him sort of in the back of the head. But then you realize that that luggage you had just picked up is in fact like the bag of pillowcases, something very, very lightweight. It's not the right thing you were going for, and so even if though it does hit him, it has no effect, and he just keeps on running. He is right at the door, about to cross into the carriage, which I think is the steerage carriage, the low class carriage. And we take it from the top of the list. So Chrysaor, last chance.
I guess I just have to. I guess I just have to throw something at him. I'm gonna try to throw one of my swords at him. Maybe
All right,
smaller one.
I'm gonna throw a sword. All right. So this is a range. So you'll pick your agility. You said you have. And do you have anything that on your sheet that might relate to throwing swords?
Gladiator? I don't know. Screw it. I'm gonna use gladiator for everything.
Is this? I mean, I think the trick is this a move that you feel Chrysaor has pulled off before? Is this a move that he has done in the field gladiatorially?
Yeah. He's small. He needs to be like quick and crafty.
Yeah. Then if in that case,
just throwing shit because he needs to not be near the person.
Excellent. So in that case, that is an example of how gladiator does apply. It is something that Chrysaor has done, knows how to do, has had to do before, and he is going to throw that sword. So go ahead and give me 6, and I will. I will roll my 6. You will need to beat. 1, 2. I got 2, so you'll need to meet 2.
Three.
Nice. You got it.
I got a 1 and a 6.
So you might remember back at the White Arch Hotel watching Ernst pack all of these bags, and you remember which one had probably the whiskey bottles in it, and you know that one weighs a ton. So you pick it up and you toss it, and when that smashes into his head, it is just like it destroys him. He falls over with a massive crack. You can hear the shatter of a bottle or two inside the pack, and he is...
I'm getting yelled at because all the whiskey I just wasted.
And he is...
I don't even think I yell, I just cringe.
Unconscious. In the few seconds that follow, the two of you can realize that he is unconscious. Apparently, we were just working on picking the lock of the door, it seems like. That there was a gunshot, which is very loud, and no doubt will draw attention. What do we do? We're out of conflict, so there's no turns or anything.
Yeah, do you wanna keep lockpicking? I'll like grab whatever I think might be valuable off him that we could like use. I'm not just gonna rob
probably
him
the gun
for the sake of robbing him.
Fair.
And then
I would say pile up some boxes on him to make it look like everything fell on him.
yeah,
Great.
I'm gonna take his badge.
They find him, they pull the boxes off of him, and they're like, oh, he got crushed. Why is there a sword wound in his chest?
Why is there a stab wound in his shoulder? Why?
Sure.
No, the glass fell on him.
Yeah, it's all the glass.
Totally.
All right,
The glass made a perfect circle in his shoulder.
So in that case, if you're going to craft yourself a little murder scene here, Chrysaor, that is probably going to be craftsmanship. Do you have craftsmanship? So you'll be giving us a luck roll. Ernst, you'll be giving us an agility roll for lockpicking.
Yeah, also just like take stuff off him too. If I gotta like need to
Yeah,
roll,
no, you don't have to roll to take anything. No, I mean he's got a badge, he's got a gun, he's got anything else reasonable.
I'm gonna take his badge and his gun.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use this VOD saying me taking his gun as a reason for me to have a gun in Wicked Wilds.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Exactly.
Chrysaor's always had a gun on him.
Chrysaor's always had a gun. What are you talking about? 3 years ago, he picked a gun off a field marshal.
This was a trophy from his first heist. What do you mean?
Yeah, let's start with Chrysaor because that one's easy. So you'll give me a luck roll. Fingers crossed for doubles.
Fingers crossed they don't both roll off my desk.
It's an automatic success, right?
All right. I just had to die, disappear into the void. That's sad. No, 2 and a 4.
Yeah, it's you're not quite sure how to mask a murder like this. So you're doing your best. You're trying. You're setting the boxes up. Maybe you take a broken bottle and you like lay it on his chest, like it stabbed into him. You like find the stab wound and you just jam a bottle in it.
I stab him with another bottle.
But meanwhile, Ernst, whatever's going on back there, it's fine. He's got it. Chrysaor's a professional. You hired him for a reason. And you're working on the door, so give me that moderate agility check.
Moderate. I mean, Ernst has lockpicking tools. It seems like a thing he does a lot.
Do you have anything on your sheet to make it easier?
It's moderate.
I mean, yeah, it's just moderate until you have something on your sheet that indicates you are a lockpicker. You are a thief. You are a...
And no.
It's up to you. I mean, I'll let you call that. If you think the steady hand is in reference to locks you have picked before, then maybe yes. But if you don't think Ernst has done a lot of lock picking before this, he may not. That may not necessarily be the same kind of steady hand.
Maybe not under this pressure and under his mental state right now.
Then let's keep it moderate. Let's keep it moderate, reflective of the scene, reflective of the pressure.
I got a 2.
Excellent. And you still got it. Right? Yep.
Yeah.
So in that case, you are able to pick the lock. Before you can get the door open, the door over by Chrysaor does swing open, and across the railway, because you know how they have the little platforms you have to walk across between cars. So you just kind of hear the wind rush in, and somebody on the median is calling out. It is a man that you think you recognize. You might have seen at the train station. He is the... I'm not going to tell you what he is, but he is... You know, if you want to know who he is, you might need to flash back to it. But he says, put him there, and then put him there, and then put Chrysaor over here. He says, "What in the blazes is going on? What's happened? The gunfire, the meddling, the danger."
I'm gonna quickly start taking the box that I'm like holding and putting on him. I'm not gonna start taking off. Be like, no, like all these boxes just fell on him, and like he must have like hit his gun and like it went off.
The marshal, what's happened? Chrysaor, you are going to need to give me a personality check for this lie.
All right. I have personality. It's a 3. So I have anything to help it me. No, I do not have anything that can help.
That's fine.
All right, moderate or what?
Oh, and I forgot about this. I'm going to give you guys, after that very successful combat, what is called a big old buddy point. So at the bottom of the board, you're going to see this meter that just went up. The buddy bar will give you guys extra powers if it reaches either threshold. You'll see there's sort of a green threshold and sort of a purple threshold. The game changes if we reach at either of those thresholds, but don't worry about that for now. Just every time you guys work together well, you'll get points. Every time you butt heads, you'll get points in the other direction. So yes, personality, Chrysaor.
Yeah, what difficulty?
Moderate. Started at moderate until,
Okay.
unless you got anything.
Yeah, I don't got anything. I need a 3. Got 1 3.
Ooh, that's all you needed.
4 6.
This poor man, he sort of scoops up the marshal. He says, "Oh no! Oh no, not the marshal! What are we going to do if there's a dangerous person on the train? What are we going to do? Are you a marshal? Is that a marshal star?"
I stole his better. Oh god, he's so unprepared for this. Yes.
I believe I prepared. No, wait. I didn't say that in character. But can I call a flashback?
Yes, and we are going to jump backwards. As you pick, as the strange man's pointing at you with the martial star. Oh wait, we need to jump all the way backwards. We haven't even left the station yet. There we go. The two of you were, and this is great because we can actually have this man over here in the next room over. And then I think she was in this room. There we go. The two of you have had a chance, maybe a little toast. We're off. The train's going to be leaving very shortly. When there is a knock at your little cabin door, who opens the cabin door?
I suppose I would be like,
Not me.
All right. So you open the door, and a strange man in like a purple top hat and very ornate first-class robes, the epitome, like the caricature of first-class passengers on a train. He sees you as you open the door. You're a little guy, and he says, "Oh, hello. I'm in the next cabin over. I thought maybe I might introduce myself. I am Maya Zach. You might know me of the House Zach of High Lunas, yes? You don't know any of the houses, the nobles, the families, the riches?
and not to pay attention.
Are you, who is that? Oh, is that little baby Grimes back there?
Oh, what was his name again? Hold on. Let me write that down.
Maya Zach. It's
Maya Zach of House Zach.
Maiazak. Maya Zach.
Well, if it isn't Maya and Cell, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. It's so lovely to see you on this ride. I see we're both trying to get out of Lunas. Oh, yes, the city, it just gets you so down sometimes. That's why I'm heading out to Ugarat. Enjoy the open view, the fields, the mountains, the canyon. Oh, I love this trip.
Yes, of course I needed something to freshen up my mind and get rid of all the rain clouds that have been over recently.
Are you aware that I just spoke with my other neighbor? I think it's the Dimdale woman.
Yes, I saw her on the way, and it's unfortunate timing for me to try to dispel these rain clouds.
Oh, I know.
A little drink in the ride will help.
Oh my goodness. I can't imagine that's...
You just... Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, you're just here on vacation?
Yes, I take this trip. Yes. Every 8th day I try to get out, go somewhere new. I haven't been back to Ugarat in at least a week, so it should be it is, I don't know if you've taken the trip, but it is splendid. There's this great opportunity during the ascent. We go through this tunnel up the Fiddlehead Mountains, and when we come out, we're on this massive bridge, this canyon, this beautiful open air as far as the eye can see above, and land far below, and it feels like you're flying. It's lovely. Make sure you find yourself at a window seat at that time. It's usually around dinner time.
Oh, that does sound lovely. You say it feels like you're flying, like you're hanging off the rope on the side of a airship. Kind of like that, but seated.
Oh, I don't travel by air. Disgusting. Terrible technology. So smelly.
Oh, that's fair. Oh. Anyway, I was just consulting with my associate here. We had some business plans we were going over.
Oh, yes, don't mind me. I just wanted to say hello. I'll see you at dinner. If you haven't taken the trip before, us first-class passengers, we have our own little section in the dining car. So we'll all be eating together. You, me, Miss Dimdale. It'll be quite the dinner. And he sort of claps and trifles off down into another room off somewhere. See you!
Now, before we go any further, we might need to discuss an alibi. You might not know some of these highfalutin citizens grown up with their entire life.
Yeah. Cool.
So is there anything, I mean, being a bodyguard's a pretty good way to fit in, but I need to kind of disguise where you're from. That way people might not be too suspicious, follow up into you, things go sideways, threaten you or anything like that. So come up with something like that, maybe when you're put up on the spot, or you can even practice with me. Whatever you would prefer.
What should I go for an alibi or like a disguise? Like who?
I mean, adventurer seems to be a good one. You usually travel a lot. You can always just make up stuff from faraway lands, and as long as they haven't vacationed there within the past, let's say, week, you can just say, "Oh, they just built it. It's something new." Slightly gullible, unless you run up in walls like occupation or family, I'd say.
Alright.
So would you like to practice one, or do you want to just come up? Sometimes that's better. That way you can adapt to the stories you need. If you can handle that.
I think I need.
There's a knock, heavy knock on the door again. And it opens up. He just sort of pushes his way in. And the bald head of a martial-looking man leans in, and he says, "Attention, we are going to be taking off. Please secure any items, especially any dangerous or sharp items. Keep them so where they may not fall on anyone's head. The jostle out of Lunas and up the mountains can be quite the ride. Stay safe. And by the way, I am. If you see anything suspicious, say something to me specifically. All right. See ya. Have a nice trip." He shuts the gate and he heads down to give the same spiel to everybody else.
Anyway.
Make one up on the spot.
On the spot, okay. That's usually what I do. It works pretty well. You can always see cultists summon something. Oh, maybe it was me that I was. Let's see. And Ernst will just kind of start coming up with some scenario. Probably just confuse him more than help.
Yeah. You just start talking, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
But yes, there is, like you said, some jostling. Luckily, you guys didn't bring or pack too much in this room, because there is some pretty heavy shaking that happens. But eventually, when you look out your window, you can see the city landscape sort of passing away and behind you, which now means that the only way we can ever get back to society for the rest of the game is to flash back to stage 1, where we'll be back in Lunas again. So if you needed to bring those bombs, you can't find them here, but you can get them in Lunas to bring on board. Does that make any sense? I told you guys it was going to be quite the ride, so as long as that makes sense to you. All right. But yeah, so the train is off and going. And you have had... we need to roll the predisposed. Now that we've established our little game here about alternate identities, I think you called the flashback, Ben?
I did.
All right, so you will need to give me a moderate predisposed. It can get easier because what we're looking for here is training Chrysaor on trying to have an alternate identity or pretend to be someone else, something that Chrysaor is clearly not very good at, but hopefully you'll have gave him a little bit of a lesson. You've coaxed him to be a little more confident. Do you have anything on that sheet that connects to that?
Charismatic, smooth-talking cowboy. I'm sure Ernst has come up with some tales in all of the taverns he's visited.
All right.
Well,
then,
also part of it is
games.
we're trying to get him to fit in with high society.
Yeah, that's
Chrysaor.
true.
So
Yeah. Then, yeah, let's make it a 6. Take it from 3 to 6, and then you're going to need a predisposed, which I think you only have 1 predisposed on your sheet.
Yeah, it's only a 6.
All right. Any 6s?
3 1s.
So, we flash back, or we flash forward, back to that carriage, where, Chrysaor, you look up, and a man by the name of Miyazak is pointing with a shaking hand at you as he says, "You are a marshal, aren't you?"
yeah, I'm one of his deputies.
What? Wait. Are you? I thought you were traveling with the Grimes boy.
Oh, I was just conferring with him to make sure he got on the train all right, and if he needed anything, give him the pre-spiel, so I could secure everything down.
All right, so now
Didn't the marshal come by and talk to you?
he did. Dean, you're gonna roll me this personality check, but because the flashback failed, you're going to start this one at a very hard. Which means you only get to roll 1d6 and see if you can get personality on it. If you have anything related to the smooth talking, lying, disguising, all of that, you might be able to get it up to 2. But that's pretty much the easiest it's gonna get.
Can I help in any way?
You already tried, Ben. You rolled and you failed. That was your help.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. I need a 3.
You're rolling 1d6 and it needs to be a 3.
Yes, I got it. I got a 3. Yeah.
Oh
So-
my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
At the last moment, cinematically, it's like the air in the room stops and you can hear your own heartbeat and you can feel your body shaking, and then it comes to a stop and you can catch your breath, and then very confidently, what do you say to this questioning man?
I'm the deputy marshal. I definitely came by.
the deputy marshal!
I spoke to everyone.
The deputy, of course there's a deputy marshal. That makes so much sense. I feel so safe with you around. And clearly this train is a dangerous place to be. I never go this far back. And you can see for good reason. Is he going to be okay?
He's just stunned. Some crates fell on him. A box must have hit him on the head wrong.
Ooh.
He'll be all right.
All right. He does seem to be bleeding a lot, but I assume you can take care of that. Actually, I don't really like the sight of blood. I'm gonna go back to the dining
go
car.
back to your seat. I'll get him patched
Okay.
up.
Yes. This is. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Marshal.
Talk to you later.
And there goes Miyazak. God love him.
Can't believe that worked. Oh my God.
I will give you guys another buddy point for that, actually, because I can only imagine when you turn around and you look back at Ernst. Ernst has got the door open. You've just fended off Miyazak. There is a nice, it's almost like you're going to give a high five across the carriage. But now, with the trouble pushed off, let's get these guys out of here. We can step into that last, the caboose, so to say. So,
Does
let
it go
me-
without saying that we close the door and try to lock it behind us?
yeah, you can close the door and lock it behind you.
All right. Try to walk.
Yeah, so you can see that the heavily reinforced cargo door that you just came out of, it latches closed. It's a very secure lock. And in the middle of the room is a large, almost coffin-like box, in that it is sort of like sarcophagus height. And it is chained to the floor with heavy chains, and 2 guards stand at attention They are. Let me see if I can pull these guys up. I think W, right? They are Warforged guards. I'm just trying to pull up the Warforged mini. There are 2 Warforged guards protecting the box like sentries. And yeah, there we go. And unfortunately, additionally, at the far end of the car, right at the end, is a hulking giant construct. I'm going to make him nice and big. So this is what you're looking at when we're talking about the secure car. 2 guards and the hawking construct. The living statue seems to be standing dormant, the giant thing in the back, but the Warforged are not. The first one, who appears to be some sort of captain or ranking Warforged, he immediately raises his own... Let's give him, because it doesn't say... Let's give him a shotgun. I like that idea. Warforged with a shotgun. Nice and dramatic. Real retro-style double-barrel, semi-Magitech forged-looking weapon. That he's got cocked. He's not pointing it at you. But he says to you, Ernst, what are you doing here now?
If you know who I am, I think you know why.
I don't know who you are.
Oh, great. Well, let me tell you. My name is...
Can I?
Chrysaor?
I was gonna step in before he like implicates us and like makes it seem like we're trying to steal it. I'm gonna like quickly like push myself in front of him and like point at my badge and be like, he's with me. I'm just showing him, making sure the cargo is being transported all right.
The cargo is safe.
Yeah, I told you
that's
everything was gonna be
good.
fine.
Do you know what the cargo is, though?
He doesn't say anything. He
Oh.
just stares.
I do. I made the thing. And there may be some sort of self-destruct mechanism in it if it gets too far away from where it was made. We are rapidly approaching that time. I want to hightail out of here unless you were paid to go down the ship, get blown up with the train, whatever.
We were not told of a self-destruct by the Lady Florentia. Are you sure that is the correct cargo?
If you open it up and look, you will see the word Grimes on there.
We cannot open it.
I know what I'm talking about.
It is locked, and the Lady Florentia is the only one with the key. We can promise you that it is safe, if that is the question, Deputy Marshal, but we cannot assist you in discerning the elements inside.
We call for a flashback now.
I was gonna call one, but I didn't want to like jump the gun.
Yep. Flashback.
I was like, we need a
Table
flashback
talk
to deal with these. We need.
Yeah. Table talk. We need to just get the key, and then they should believe me.
Yeah.
So
We tell her that there's a bomb.
She won't.
So we'll flash back. I'll flash us back to the game car, because why not? Of course we can. We could be an hour or two into the trip, and this being a nice luxury vehicle, there is an exclusive car only accessible to first class, where they've got a couple of little gambling tables set up in a little bar. There's a couple other people all hanging out in there. Maybe one of the guards, and of course Maya Zach. What do you do? I should train too.
Ernst is going to immediately play any card or dice game that is around him.
Oh yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you?
No,
Gambling
not at all.
involved.
No.
So, sure. So let's play some games of chance here, by which I mean the best game of chance, the game of luck. I'll give you an option, Ernst. Instead of rolling predisposed on this flashback, I will let you play a best of three, or not best of three, but I'll let you have 3 chances to roll doubles, which is the luck roll in this game. So we're basically replacing the predisposed with a luck roll, but you'll get 3 tries at it if you want to try to gamble success here. Maybe you sidle up to a table with the Lady Florentia. You can see that she's a little bit of a high stakes roller.
Okay. Is it so we're both at the same table?
Yeah, I'll put you both at the same table over here.
So I want to figure out a way to put a high stakes gamble down where she might put the key, or so just make a distraction.
Just say if we know he has the key on her, Chrysaor could try to lift it. But I don't know if she has the key on her, and then I don't know the consequences if I mess that up.
Dire.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's possible we struck at this moment because we know she keeps the key on her. But in order to establish that bit of retconning...
We need another flashback.
Shall we, Dean?
Sure, if you want, if you think.
I feel like it is actually just going to be a gamble for this entire game. Is how we're setting this up.
Everything is going to hinge on this flashback, so we're going to keep doing other flashbacks to guarantee this one goes well.
Yeah, maybe. Ernst would have it no other way. Ben might have issues with that. But yeah, we should probably flash back to find the key.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to take that as the cue, and we'll head back to the inn. So, Ernst, you're probably a couple drinks in at this point, having done a lot of logistical planning, trying to figure out the best times to strike, what to expect. You and your new friend here, Chrysaor, you notice that, as he's had a few more things to drink, Ernst is, he's getting a little more frantic in his planning. This apparently seems to be a very important heist. This isn't just something that'll be great for his company or sabotaging the enemy, but it seems to be the linchpin on which his legacy and his father's legacy and his children's legacy could entirely sit on. And that's evident in how much more he's starting to drink and how much more he's trying to get the perfect plan together, thinking of every possible situation that might arise and trying to create a plan for it. So as you come back to the table and you sit down, Chrysaor,
I'm just imagining like we're drinking at the same rate, but like I'm I'm a Medusa, so I
Yeah.
can't get drunk, I can't get poisoned. So like he's also just like really confused as to how I'm perfectly fine right now.
That might be a challenge to Ernst, right? Ernst might be like, I have to be the person
Yeah,
who
I
drinks the
think
most
it's
in
like
the
making him
room.
like a little bit worse. He's really stressed out. There's this guy in front of us drinking the same as me, doesn't get drunk, so he was like, well, I need to.
You're perplexing how, but I feel good about it. Anyway. So, she probably has it under lock and key in the final car. Would absolutely have guards stationed in the final car as well.
Do you know what the guards would be? Or we're just like,
I think we need to prepare for almost anything. They could be magical. They could be regular common folk just in disguise. Giants. I don't know. Giants. I don't know how well
the
they.
giants.
Another drink, sirs.
No.
Here you are,
Absolutely.
on the rocks.
Thank you. All right. So, if it's locked,
You
which
rich
it
people tend
most
to use
certainly
magic
is.
stuff.
Where do you think the key would be? Florentina. She's coming back with it. If you were Florentina, if I were Florentina, it would just be like right around my neck.
Yeah, I can't.
That's where I'd keep anything.
Because if it's on her, then she can check it. If it's anywhere else, you'd have to like go somewhere to like check, and there's the worry that like, wow, she's gone. It might get lifted.
I guess it wouldn't make sense to lock something up, just throw away the key, unless you literally throw. Think she would throw away the key? I don't think she'd throw away. No, because she'd need to get back into it to get the thing out. Never mind. What am I saying?
All right, so you have planned for the key to be accessible. This will be a predisposed check. I think Ben. I don't. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure who called this one. Who called this one first? Or actually, honestly, either one of you. If we had Ben roll the last couple, but I think Dean did say that they wanted to do the flashback at the same time.
No, Ben called it. I was just thinking it, and then he called it, and I said I agreed.
All right.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing it.
Let's put it all on Ben's shoulders here. Make it or break it.
I think you have a better predisposed than I do. I think so.
I have one.
Oh, I have one too. Okay, so never mind. Mine's on 5.
Come on.
What's yours?
All right,
Mine's
starts at 3. We are going to see if we can plan for the key. That's a thumbs
I got
up.
2 successes.
There we go. There we
Ooh,
go.
2 successes out of 3. Nicely done.
Ooh. Yeah, I
Oh, it's
told
supposed
you.
to
I
be-
told you.
The manservant will come over right at the last second, and he'll
You
say,
needed one.
the manservant will say, if I may, your father always kept the docent key on his person at all times. He could not afford to have it left somewhere that it could be taken. It's likely she'll do the same if she or Cameron are on the train and they have it. But, what do I know? I just pour the drinks.
Get her to flash it.
I was just going to say, you know more than you think. You've paid attention about.
And, we'll jump back in. So, at that same table, we'll put Ernst and we'll put Florentia and her little guardsmen. And I'll have Chrysaor. I know you're not necessarily here to gamble, but I'll have you sort of on the side. That way you can jump in when you need to. So, at that moment, she leans over the table to collect some chips that she just won off of a bet. And you can see that a very thin sort of silk necklace has sort of dangled out from her shirt, where you can see she has this small, very small key on it. And then she quickly notices and tucks it back in and collects the chips. Are you going to be joining this round? Mr. Grimes?
Oh, of course. I've stared out the window long enough. Something a little more.
All right. Well, you can start. I've finished this round. How much are you going to bet?
Oh, well, let's see. And Ernst picks up his wallet. He realizes he's
He doesn't have any money. He spent it all on the trip.
You know, chips and money are kind of blasé. I can bet that at any tavern nearby. You want to play for something a little more personal, considering our prior business?
Prior business? Are you going to bring that up now, Ernst?
I think you know what sort of state I've been in the past few months. As
Well,
I alluded to earlier, maybe I'm in over my head. But I'm sure you know me. I love challenge.
well, I know that the Dimdales are being traded shares in Ugarat. Are you looking to buy in to our company? I bet Cameron would love to have you and in the room.
No, I was more so thinking the other way. I could sell some of mine. Or I can you being your biggest competitor.
I don't know if I feel like spending money on Grimes shares is a smart decision right now. I hear that things are very volatile with your father, and I just get this feeling that Dimdale's futures are brighter than ever.
How much are you willing to wager for?
You would have to give a lot of Grime shares up for me to even consider. How much, what sort of stake in your company are you offering right now?
$51.
Woo! Okay, yeah, that catches her attention. She's like, I don't think I could morally say no to such an offer. I don't know if you are, look, maybe you are a much better gambler than I am, but I've been on a hot streak and I've got a good feeling about this. So I will.
It goes so well or so bad. Oh my god.
I will meet you. I will wager whatever the market price is of those shares. So she will put in the price of those shares. That way, if you win, you get all of that money. And if she wins, she gets all of those shares. That's sort of even. She says, is that good? This much? And I have no idea what sort of money I'm talking about here because I have no idea what the market values of oil company shares in Terrace and 890 PR are. I don't even want to begin to establish.
You don't know the intricacies of the stock market in Terrace in 890?
I'm just gonna say lots of money. You know, is this amount of money? Is this a lot of money? Does this work for you? I think that's roughly the market value.
I believe you're missing one other factor. This is family's legacy. This is the world that I've known. You said earlier that you try to keep at a distance from the oil thing, which is fair. Probably small, too. Perhaps if there was something of emotional or not intrinsic, what's the word am I looking for? Sentimental value. Just to as a good gesture of I understand where.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. Well, how about this? And then she will lean down under the table with her little bag for a second, and then she'll sit back up, and she'll slide a key across the table to put in with all the money. And then she just sort of gives you a look, sort of a knowing look.
Fair.
All right, wages are in. We've got big stakes here.
I'm terrified right now.
So we're gonna go to the. So you're going to give me a luck roll. So you're gonna roll 2d6, and you're gonna need doubles.
Now I am a notoriously bad roller in any sort of game where I have to roll.
All right, let's do the first. We've got 3 chances at this. Let's do the first.
2 and a 4.
Okay, that's 1 down. Let's here. Let me put on some more dramatic, some tense music I've got here. Here we go. This is our. Oops, that's too loud. Sorry. Get that. There we go. All right. Second try. Let's try. What do we got?
In possibly the most fitting way, Snake Eyes.
Hey! Nicely done.
You had 43.13% chance of that going our way.
43 is my favorite number.
And
We all took a drink after that.
yeah.
It's
We as players.
She says, "I know when I'm beat. The money is yours. I don't think Cameron's going to be very happy." And she slides the key over too, and she gives you a little wink. And she says, "I think I've probably spent a bit too much for this trip now. But it's made quite the story. And I'll see you around, Ernst." And she'll excuse herself and start to walk away.
I'll see you around, Florentino.
damn, boss. What just happened?
Let me check my Fitbit. My heart rate's 120. My resting's like 65.
There is more money on that table than Chrysaor has ever seen in his life.
Possibly.
Yeah, so
most of them have been in
you,
the fighting pits.
I mean, if you wanted to, like, start your legacy with the company, you managed to start it by buying, I don't know, 1 million gold pieces in money right now. It would be in platinum almost certainly. She would have been carrying around platinum.
Hey, you know that little wealth thing, how you have like 30 gold pieces? Yeah, boost that.
Yeah, just hypothetically, just like throw 1,000 platinum. Just write the number 1,000. Just write 10,000. Write 10,000 in it.
That.
Just fill your wealth, Ernst.
Under my wealth sheet, it does say a lot soon. 30 gold now.
I don't think you realized how soon.
Mine is
I didn't
like
either.
20.
Manifesting.
So,
So flash forward.
we can resolve the
back to
flash forward. Yeah, I was going to say, there you go. There's your flash forward. And flashing back to here. And we're going to grab our... Oops, where did those Warforged go? Did I lose them? Oh, no. That's right. I hid them because I'm smart. So, back in the secure cargo chamber at the end of put you guys at the door. At the end of the train, you were just trying to explain to the captain here of the contracted guards, you can imagine, just some sort of hired set of people who protect high security items. And he had just explained that even if he wanted to check the item and see that it was a Grimes item, it is not, he doesn't even have the ability to do that.
Well, lucky for you, we have the key right. See, I told you the Lady Florentina did not know that there was a kind of a self-destructing mechanism in here, and not wanting to risk lives on this train, most notably her own, she gave it to me to see if there's a way I could disarm it, or if there's a way we can just kind of uncouple this last car here and save everyone on the train. You can stick with it if you would like, or you can hightail it out of here, just get to a safe distance, because I've never disarmed this before. I've just armed it. Hopefully I know what I'm...
For the lady's protection, I think we can afford to allow you to disarm it. You would not want the blood of all of these passengers on your hand, would you?
No, I didn't think this entire situation would happen when I made the thing. So it is in my best interest as well.
They'll step aside a little bit to let you get access to the little hole in the front.
Please disarm the bomb.
Well, there's a lot of components I need to reach that I can't quite reach through this hole. Also, we'll need to ventilate some of that explosive gas out of the top. So is there any way you can help me either unchain this, open that? Really useful. You've been stuck in this car this entire ride. I can't imagine you haven't been bored out of your mind.
We cannot leave this post on the lady's orders. I'll allow you to disarm it, but if you need to take extra steps, we will not be caught outside of this carriage.
Fine.
Can you help us open up the top, though, at least? That doesn't require you to leave.
Fair enough.
He turns and says the magic keyword.
The Gorgon rises.
And suddenly the construct of sort of a half-flesh, half-warforged construct creature stands at attention, activates, and he says,
Undo the roof latch, Gorgon.
and he follows, nods, and stumbles over, leans in, and pushes open the top.
Great. Can I open up? I'm just going to use the...
Yeah, you've got the key. So
Yeah.
you go up to the front of the box there. You go up to the front of our little sarcophagus guy, and you pull out the key, and you stick it in, and you jostle it, and you jostle it again, and you jostle it again.
Worried about that.
And when you look at it, and you realize that Florentia has given you the key to her room.
No!
And you're looking back at all of the subtext that you were missing in as you were under the stress of the mission. You missed a whole conversation there that you think you might have just had.
I had a feeling that it was going to get misread, and I'm like, I can't. Oh, no. Okay.
You're probably looking at it, and I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know if you're impressed, or if that's exciting or terrifying, or if that's something to report back to Cameron. But you realize as you try again that this is not the key. Is there a problem?
No. Tabletop. Chrysaor. Ian, do you have any ideas right now?
No! Aside from like, oh, we flash back again and you sleep with her and steal the key on the way out. I don't know.
Oh, no.
That's the only, like, a solution I can think of right now.
Well... Alright.
As a in-game time check, we're probably coming up on the ascent in about 15-20 minutes, which is when we will go through the tunnel, and then we'll come into the sky bridge, and that's where we told the dwarf, whose name we never got, to come and help us grab this and take it off the train.
No, the dwarf is like a common last name, I thought.
Yeah, the dwarf.
In Wicked Wilds, there's Derelict the dwarf.
Yeah,
they're all
the dwarf.
They're all named that. It's
So,
like
so we do have,
It's like-
timeline wise, from this moment, we are running out of time before the key action kicks off. So I guess what I would do is I would call sort of last call, like a bar of flashbacks, because once we enter the tunnel and begin the ascent, I am turning off the flashback mechanic.
Okay, so if we want to do that flashback, I said we need to do it now because that's the only thing.
We probably need to.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, everything we can for this. Okay.
Do you want to call it? You'd be leading it.
Ah, fine. All right, let's flash back and get the right key.
All right, so we're going to flashback. Yeah, I think I heard him say call for flashback. So
Yeah.
going backwards, I'll join us back in our cabin space. It's probably around lunch. Actually, let's do lunch. I'll throw us in the lunchroom. And I will... Oops, let's hide all these guys. So the two of you are enjoying a nice first-class lunch at a table together. We can say that Maya Zach is also at the table because he couldn't help himself. And then we can put some of the others around, some guards, and then the peons over at the other table. Yeah, and then what do you do? So this is a couple hours ago. We wagered, we got a key. We learned that your weapons are in the cargo hold. So we're sort of formulating, we've formulated that part of the plan. Obviously, we're not going to take that action soon because if it's only lunch, we've still got 3 or 4 hours before we start to approach the ascent. That being said, if we flash back 3 or 4 hours, you can lay the groundwork for anything else you want prepared for the ascent at this time. Not under pressure. Right now, this is a zero pressure situation. This is just lunch. I always wonder how they get trout on these things. You ever think about that? It's so dry out here. Where do they fish?
I had not thought that. I was more thinking of the transportation of it. Do they use one of those airships and have just a giant fish tank underneath it?
Did you know that sometimes they use airships to drop fish into lakes? I saw it once when I was on vacation. Disturbing sight. Just imagine fish falling out of the sky. Oh, good lord.
Talking.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I love those videos there.
It's terrifying.
Oh, so amazing. Yeah, it is. Can you imagine if you were just enjoying a nice drink out by the lakeside and all of a sudden you were slapped aside the thunder by an airborne fish? Oh, I could not believe that might have happened.
Yes.
I will say probably at this point, Ernst, like, was kind of playing with his room key and then just kind of stops and looks at it. Is
Did you get two
Florentina in the
rooms?
room? It's still in the wallet.
Yeah.
It just looks like I'm looking
He's-
in my wallet, which he doesn't know.
I don't know. Maya Zach, you've met Maya Zach. I wouldn't put it past him to be looking in over your shoulder. But I mean, we could say Florentia's in the room. I've got her. I think I already did put her down. I put her and her lead henchman here at this table.
Oh, Maya, I don't frequent the trains this way often. I didn't know if there were going to be arrangements with my associate.
Oh, you were sleeping. You're sleeping in separate rooms. Oh, I got the total wrong idea. So sorry about that.
No offense taken.
He's very handsome, though. He's very handsome. Your friend here.
Thank you. I don't just put up like a help wanted poster and anyone on the street. You know, there's a big vetting process. You have to.
I just stare at him.
Just so quiet and awkward. Rich people talking about you.
Sorry.
Ugh,
I don't just put up a flyer.
poor scrawny man.
Maya, if you excuse me, I do have a small bit of business to attend with the Florentina.
Okay, well, I don't want to get in the middle of business, but if I see any punches getting thrown, I will alert the marshal, you know. If you see something, say something. That's what he said.
Yes.
Oh, he's not going to go to this side of the carriage. Absolutely not. He's going to go over here. One table over. I was about to put him with the commoners. Disgusting. But yeah, the two of you now have a private table. You're sitting together, out of earshot.
What are you looking at, Bob? What was that? What was with your key?
Give me a second. You may stand at the back, or you may keep company with Maya.
Stay here, I'll stay.
Okay,
Keep the
thank you.
table.
I'll walk over to Florentina.
Sure, you come over. She's in the middle of a conversation with her captain of her own guard. I think I've got a description for them here. Nope, just says bodyguard. It says gray hair with a widow's peak, a little bit of white creeping in on the edges of his trimmed beard, a little bit of clearly a veteran or a soldier. And you approach the table, and he gives you the dirtiest look. And she says, Morgan, it's okay. Mr. Grimes here has just probably got some questions. We had a business exchange earlier. Very important business exchange.
Yes, and I would like to discuss. Have a moment, please. You would excuse us?
Yes, let's discuss it. Morgan, if you can, please, if you wouldn't mind just going and checking on the cargo. And he waves his hand, and him and another one of the lackeys stumble off towards the back car. So, is this, you wanted to discuss the gamble, is this business or pleasure?
Why couldn't it be both?
I'm not sure what you're hinting at.
I think you and I both know. There is a certain item at the back of the car that we both have quite the the train, not car. I believe some wires may have been crossed over.
I'm not sure what do you have? You have a. What do you think is in the back of the car?
A very special item you, husband, purchased. A small clerical error on our end.
Oh, well, yes, there was the estate sale. Cameron put in plenty of bids on some of your father's mementos and treasures, and but you're asking for it back? I can't make that call. Cameron put in the bids. I cannot sell you things that my husband owns now.
Right, but you know it is of importance. You know that there are special guards and transportation.
Yes, I had them loaded up. It was Cameron said he had a very strict list of everything that needed to be put into place. He hired the protection. It's very clearly important stuff, and maybe it's an honor to... He's got something big planned. All your father's old trinkets. I know he and...
Well then, I don't suppose you wouldn't mind if I had one small trinket that was very valuable.
I wouldn't mind. I don't harbor any ill will with you, but I think Cameron has a very specific list of everything he bid on. If something was missing, he would no doubt suspect that it happened in transit. And if he finds out that you were on this trip, which he will, not because I'm going to tell him, especially not, but there are many guards here who have seen you and know that you are here. I'm sure the information will make it to him somehow. If something's missing, he'll have reason to target you. And my husband's fury is vengeful.
Oh, I'm well aware. On our side. However, I will admit that maybe some wires have been crossed. And there perhaps some information that shouldn't leave this train. I'll put it blunt to you, Florentina. Not the key I'm expecting to bet. I believe your husband might, as you said, a very vengeful person, might not be very happy with how you bet. So
are you threatening
I'm
me?
here to make you a deal. No. I am just proposing a business to undo the bet for a small price of the key that is around your neck. A small memento, or a rather large sum of money that we both know a very vengeful man might not like to have disappear. Or, even worse, go into my pocket. Let's be honest.
Mr. Grimes, I understand that some of that might be important to you, but I really think you'll need to take it up with Cameron. I cannot be remotely responsible for anything that goes missing on this trip. If you had an ounce of compassion to put yourself in my shoes, you would understand the betrayal that I would be evoking.
What if it disappeared despite all of that? And you had no knowledge? You did your best, your guards did their best. Dirty little...
Then you can take your dirty little thief tools. You can try. But Cameron has hired some of the best protection in the biz. and I see who you are traveling with. So I think the odds are in Dimdale's favor this time.
Would you like to make a bet on those odds?
If this is another attempt to get me to bet the key to my husband's treasure, I won't take that bet.
Very fair. Do you know what? I admire your dedication. Walk away?
With or without the room key?
With the room key.
Okay,
because I
good.
used it
Still got
already.
it. Excellent. Still got the room key. All right.
And then can we flashback again?
All right. Flashing back. It's 2 a.m. in the city of Lunas at the White Arch Hotel. A progressively disturbed and frantic Ernst is still planning for every possible situation that could arise. Chrysaor, you come back and you sit down at the table with Ernst. You can see he's scrolling something down on a little piece of parchment this time. What are you scrolling down, Ernst?
There's the word smoke bomb over and over.
Smoke bomb.
With like
Smoke bomb.
arrows. Like arrows to the train car diagram. And then like one that just says whiskey, do not break.
There's like a way out of the train. It's pointing to like one of the doors saying it just says wrong key.
All right. So, what if I fail and don't get the key? Is this when we put the smoke bomb plan into action, or do we pack regular bombs? Do I have regular bombs? How much dynamite did we pack? I think it was 0. It wasn't 11.
Boss, roll it back. What?
Okay.
Where are we right now in this plan of yours? Where are
we failed at getting the key, but we've succeeded in getting to the cart, and the vent is open.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Are the guards still there? Did we ever get the gnome's name?
No.
Get the gnomes.
What? No. What?
Never mind. It's not important now. So, if we don't have the key, we're still
I'm
going with
imagining
the
he's
self-destruct
still
plan,
awake and
right?
hasn't stopped drinking too. So it's
Yeah. So, is this when we put the smoke bomb that we planted in the whiskey? Did we put it in the whiskey jar? Is that what we're through?
smoke bomb in the whiskey?
Yeah, that way we could say the self-destruct sequence is going off, and the gods need to help me out. Hold on.
The guards need to run. They need to flee. Whoa.
Something. They just need to. I don't even care if they're there. They just need to. We need to get the chains off of it so that the can. Did we get something for the chains? Is the airship strong enough to do the trains? Are there fish on the airship?
Why would there be fish on an airship, boss?
Never mind. It's not important. So I'll throw the smoke bomb in. We'll try to freak out the gods.
Well, the vent's open. Wouldn't that just?
Well,
the wind come in?
explosions are imminent, right?
I get yeah.
So we are establishing 2 flash forwards from now. There is a smoke bomb ready to be planted for like a Batman-esque quick escape.
Yes.
That's the sense I'm getting.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
great. So, we're gonna need a predisposed check to plant that smoke bomb.
Right.
That's all you, Ben. You're the one
my luck.
making the plans.
Oh, is this normal? Do I have... Is Ernst, bad baggage, enjoys drinks. He probably comes up with crazy things all the time.
Yeah, you're right. Make it as a harder check. Make it a hard. Start from 2, because I think at this point you're having so many drinks. Now I'm just picturing Ernst tomorrow morning strolling up to the station, barely listening to the dwarf, and going up to the gnome being like, "Whatever, just give me a ticket. It's been a long night."
3 and 4. I don't get it.
So, we will flash forward.
Ooh, was that just the smoke bomb that flashback was, or were we trying to do something else too?
Was there more you wanted?
I don't know. I thought we were gonna talk more, but you're just like smoke bomb plan, gnome, fish, airship. I'm like, okay, boss, whatever you
I
say.
was trying to establish Ernst is off the rails at this point.
Yeah, I know.
No pun intended.
But I'll take it.
So, back in the cabin, we're gonna do that. There is an explosion. The sound of a smoke bomb going off. Unfortunately, the smoke bomb, you had planned to bring it forward to the back here so that you could quickly, whatever sort of thing they had, you could get it undone, you could get it ready to be airlifted. But you remember, well, you don't remember, you realize at that second that the smoke bomb must have rolled out of your pocket when we were tumbling and tussling with the man. Because when you hear it go off, suddenly the room behind you floods with smoke. And the 2 guards, who were already on edge, very confused. There they are about to spring into action. I will, because you were planning on the smoke bomb, you were ready for it, you were kind of hoping it might go off here, it went off behind you. I'll give you the option to start, Ernst. This is technically conflict, but if you're not fighting, the rules are still the same. Conflict's really just used for opposing actions against someone else. What do you do on your turn?
Oh, I'm going first. The Ernst charm in my head has run out. So we'll.
Oh, it's like the BackHalls all over again.
I know, right?
Shit hits the fan, time to just run.
Yeah, basically. But no, not for this. Ernst won't run this one. I am going to use my proc, which is use his charismatic charm to diffuse a situation
Proc,
before something.
yes. That's fantastic use of the proc. Stop the music. Ernst is going to use a proc. What do you do? Whatever you do, it's going to succeed. So
Yeah.
that's the point of the proc.
I will say, look, gods, that was not me. If you are here really worried about the Lady Florence, actually, no, she hired you to protect them. How much did she hire you for?
Approximately 9,999 platinum.
And I'm guessing I have one more platinum than that.
Yeah, you have 100,000.
Great. So what if I told you, basically, what if I gave you 100,000 platinum? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, platinum.
If I gave you 100,000 platinum just to leave this room for about 20 minutes, and on your way out, undo the chains.
They look at each other.
That is an amazing amount of profit for no work per minute.
This offer is acceptable. And they'll sort of, first they'll sort of just take their weapons and maybe they've got a crowbar or something to undo it in case. I mean, they would have needed to have a way to undo it because eventually this will be lifted out in Uggarat.
Yeah.
So they'll undo it. And then they'll, on their way out, they'll put their hands out. They're not going to leave the room without payment.
Of course.
And they take
I
it.
assume I had it like pretty much.
Yeah. So you'll take all the money that you took from the lady and then gave it back to her own hired goons to abandon herself.
Ernst is nothing but a man of the people. A man of the working class.
Has seen a platinum piece before. I don't think Chrysaor has ever.
I don't think Chrysaor has either. I don't think Chrysaor has ever. I didn't even know they existed. Basically, like
he probably not. And he's just seeing a million gold go back and forth. And
look, 3 years from now, Chrysaor is going to be a hero of the realm, lauded for saving cities and worlds, and still probably doesn't have many, if any, platinum on him.
No, Chrysaor right now in Liquid Eyes has 40k on him because he did really good betting. He got really good at betting. He was gladiator betting on himself.
You know what? I wonder how Chrysaor got so good at betting.
Yeah, I wonder how.
You saw that happen in this car, and you were like, "Holy shit, that's the answer."
He's like, "I need this much money." I wasn't.
Yeah. So they leave the room. That's a nice use of the proc. The two of you are now alone with the box. And I will, since we've got the box and it's undone. And we're in the room, I am going to go ahead and call for the ascent, which means we are going to, as you guys step forward, suddenly the whole chamber gets dark, and you can tell because the way the light has just stopped coming out of the windows, and above you, you see just stone tunnel rolling over top of the train. We have entered the ascent. We are just about to come up through the top of the mountain, where presumably there is a skiff that's going to come and help us out with a dwarf. The dwarf, I believe, was his name. So, here we go. Let's get this party started. What do you... I'll just take it one at a time, kind of like combat, because we are on limited time here. I'll give us 2 rounds in the dark, and then we'll emerge. I'll give us a couple rounds there, and we'll see what happens. Chrysaor, you're up first. The box has been removed from the chains. It is freestanding in the room. The golem is still inactive in the back there, but he's just, like, deactivated. Above you is the hatch, the trapdoor. And you know that we are about to come out of the tunnel soon, where the dwarf will be waiting to help us, where we did ask him, despite not knowing how this was going to play out, despite not really having a single flashback under our belts, we said, you're going to need to come into us. We're not coming out to you.
Yeah, that was such a great call, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing right now, so this is probably the safest option. And then...
It was.
It works out that, oh yeah, we do need him.
We are going to need him to come into us. Yes, so, Chrysaor, you're up first. What do you want to do?
Oh, I don't know. What, I don't even know, like, what I can do to, like prepare. I don't know. I just, like, in whatever way, I just, like, start getting it ready, like, making sure it's, like set and, like, we're able to leave as quickly as possible.
Sure. You just sort of walk a circle around it. You make sure that it's removed, no chains or anything. And it is seemingly good to go. Ernst, you're up.
I'm going to stack, like, go over to the door and just, ooh, that's my, like,
Wait, should we like close the door and like lock those guys out?
I was trying to like get luggage and just kind of stack it up against the door as much as I can.
All right, give me a craftsmanship check. You got craftsmanship? Crafting
No.
a trap, crafting a barricade, crafting
Luck it is
Give me a luck check to keep them from coming in.
6 and 2. It's fine.
6 and
It was my
2.
luck earlier.
You get some of the luggage that's scattered on the floor right in there. You start to sort of grab it and try to... Now, of course, a lot of it is still in the other car because, again, these have a little walkway. You have to step out, step into the other. So they probably only vaguely see your shape through the smoke. And one of them starts to murmur something and then watches you try to build a little tower of boxes and luggage. And then he says, Are you locking us out? You're locking us out.
No. You still have.
We made a deal.
Yeah. That's fine.
Leave
You'll
the
be
door
back in here in a
open.
few minutes.
Finish your work.
We can do that.
Do not lock us out.
Okay.
We will shoot you. We will.
Okay. Sure.
We'll do it.
I believe you.
Meanwhile, Chrysaor, you are back with the box. You see Ernst has gone out into the other carriage, and they're starting to yell at each other about something. You hear, "We will shoot you," which is probably not a good sign. But what do you get? This will be your last turn in the tunnel, and then we'll emerge.
I don't want to get shot. I don't want to like walk him out and get shot. So I'm just like triple checking that like we can like get out of here as soon as we can.
Sounds good. So with nothing else to do, we will have Ernst. We are back to you. You just got into hot water with the Warforged again. You step backwards. What do?
I step backwards on that little thing in between, but I'm like standing in the door of the last car. And I'll bend down, and in every Western movie I see, there's just like one pin you gotta pull up to decouple the car. So I'm just gonna punch down with my hand on it.
No, I don't like that look from James, and I don't think we want to do that.
I love that. I love that idea.
No, because we're not outside yet. And we're ascending, so we're just gonna fall back down.
We're gonna, if that's what you want to do, Ernst, that's what you can do.
I don't think
but it will still...
We're ascending right now.
We're ascending.
Yeah, we're ascending, so
fine.
if you pull that, we're gonna go barreling backwards, and we're not gonna meet the guy.
You can wait. You can hold
I'll
that
stand by the
action
door.
for when we level out at the
yeah,
top through the tunnel. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm like...
All right, so you
Hands
put
on,
yourself
but
in
not
place
pulling.
as soon as you can feel that the train has come up over the track, and the bridge is very straight, obviously. I mean, it's a bridge over that canyon.
Yeah.
You know, cut to Maya Zach with his face plastered against a window staring out of the canyon. Ooh.
You're watching us fly away.
So, with that, if there's nothing else we want to do in the tunnel, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put us... in the canyon. And let's do this so we can get a little more of that canyon view. You arise out of, I think I've got some text for this. Here we go. Aha, okay. As you emerge from the tunnel, you can see that we have entered onto a master bridge full of conductor stones lining beautiful archways that support it ahead. So, you know, you're seeing these posts fly past the window every second. Sort of like it's being contained so it won't fall off the side. It looks like it's going to take a few minutes for the train to cross the bridge, but you can tell that the engineer has slowed the train on purpose to allow all of the passengers to get the best look at the surrounding valley. Every 300 feet, a pair of struts rise either side of the train and create a thundering whoosh as the train passes them by. Welcome to the Soaring Star Bridge. This is round one. What do you want to do? Starting with Chrysaor. Actually, let's reverse it because we know what Ernst wants to do. We already established. So we can start with Ernst and then go to Chrysaor. So Ernst, as you look out, I mean, you're in the sort of in-between. So when you look out, you've got a beautiful view of the valley, the 10,000 foot drop below you. What do you do?
I'll probably say something like, "Oh, I haven't made you proud. Most of my... Hopefully I can... not even store this up. Though I'll have to do it my own way." And I'll try to reach down and pull the pin, decouple the car.
All right. Give me a might check.
Might?
That's might.
Do you not have might?
No, I don't.
Give
have
me
might.
a luck
I have
check.
Agility. Yeah. 2 and a 6.
All right. You reach down, you start to grab at the pin, and you can hear... He is trying to decouple the train! Get him! He is taking the box! Followed by, of course, the Gorgon rises!
Damn it, I was really hoping that we were going to say that. I'm going to use my proc.
So it's your turn now. Chrysaor, what do? You see the Gorgon starting to... Yep.
I'm going to try to use my proc. His draconic features can unnerve enemies or inspire allies. I'm just going to try to terrify these guys.
Nice. So you, the Warforged, the Golem, both, everyone?
Yeah, the Warforged and the Golem.
Excellent, okay. So, what does that look like? You can just give me the description, the dramatic description of your most terrifying draconic form.
Most terrifying draconic form, and it's just this 5'6" scrawny ass teenager.
Yeah.
No, so he stands up and he's just starts his scales just start like glowing with this like energy. And his he has one eye that's like golden. That also starts glowing as like kind of like you see like the spirit of like a dragon, like that, like a dragon, like mystical energy, like head, like form around him and his body, and like the wings, like trying like very imposing, trying to scare these guys off and like not approach.
And as you do that, you see, I mean, it's sort of like half illusion, half natural, right? I know you've got like a dragon blood
I'm thinking
thing.
like a mix of like illusion and evocation with this.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just put a big old draggy boy here to sort of represent that form. And Ernst, you can see through the smoke. Warforged don't have very expressive faces, but these two look scared to death. They drop their shotguns and begin to start to back away. Unfortunately, that cargo hold is so messed up and full of luggage, so they just start tripping. It's just like, whoa, 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 whoa! Nobody ever picked up that dang luggage.
No.
So I'll trip them, and we'll put them down here. And meanwhile, the Golem is going to stand back. He's not going to charge the dragon. He does not want to hurt the dragon. He's smart enough to know charging a dragon's a stupid thing to do. And when you look up at the illusionary form, the master form of Chrysaor above you, I mean, you see, I think it's a golden dragon, right?
Yeah. So it's like wreathed in like yellow flames.
Yeah, I think I can I do that? Maybe not. I don't remember if I can change colors in this software. So picture it's a golden dragon. What do you do, Ernst?
Ernst will mutter. Ernst will look up, and then be like, "That's not how I thought, but sure." And I'll just reach down and try to pull the pin again.
Excellent. There we go.
5 and a 4.
Yeah, I mean, it is not enough. So, he's going to keep trying, and then you can hear above you, Chrysaor, a voice from the latch. It seems to say, "Oh shit, a dragon! I wasn't prepared for this!" And then you hear heavy footsteps, like, stepping away from the trapdoor.
No, there's the door.
What do you do, Chrysaor?
Hard.
Boss a little too close to the sun.
Yeah, maybe girl boss a little too close to the sun. I'm just gonna try to yell at the dwarf that like it's me, like, get down here and like get this thing.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know you were a dragon.
I'm covered in golden scale.
Let me drop the dwarf in again. There you go. Am I supposed to? He'll drop in and he'll have a rope attached to his back, so he's sort of tied off to the top. He says, "Are we supposed to get the box, or are we supposed to get the monster?"
The box.
Okay. That monster doesn't look too friendly.
He's not. He's really not.
All right.
Where are I supposed to get the box, right, boss? Wait.
We'll put him on top of the box there. So he'll spend his turn just sort of starting to tie off whatever he can on the top of the box, see if there's any sort of loop or hook. It had to have been dropped in with a crane, so there must be something up here that it would then be picked up with anyway. And then, so we're going to take it from the top of the round, and I'm going to start with the golem here, who is going to take a big old swipe at our dwarf friend. So, I haven't actually, I don't know if in any of these games I've had to roll against myself yet. Let's see. Well, that's 4 successes from the golem.
Jesus.
Oh no.
And 1 success from the dwarf. So the dwarf takes a hit. He's wounded. And we'll say he gets knocked right off the top of the box. You can see him just splatter against the side wall of the cart, and then he sort of falls to the ground. He's fine. I mean, he's alive, but he's taken a really hard hit. He says, "I thought you said don't worry about the monster."
I meant for taking. I didn't mean for, like, I said he was mean.
He's like scrambling for weapons now. He's like, "I didn't know this was gonna be. You were supposed to have this thing. I didn't go with the last time I grams." I think Ernst was starting it off. So the initiative order goes: Ernst, Chrysaor, dwarf, enemies.
Is the box secured, or does it need more time?
It is not secured. He did not get it secured in time.
All right, I'm gonna go run over and continue tying.
All right. Give me an agility check. This is going to reflect climbing on top of the box and dodging a Gorgon swipe as you try to do so.
Fair.
And this is just going to be a normal, so moderate, yeah, so moderate, and then just you need to get an agility success. Otherwise, you just can't get up there. The Gorgon's playing hard to keepy
I have
outy.
good baggage of quick reflexes.
Okay. Yeah, let's make that a 6. Let's see if you can get an agility.
1 or 2. I see a 1, I see a 2, I see a 2.
Nice. There you go. So we'll put Ernst up there. So you're now on top of the box, and you can start working on getting it tied up. And I guess I can do something like this. All right, so Chrysaor, you're up next. You have certainly gotten rid of all of the Warforged people who are running and hiding. The golem does not want to touch you. You don't have to be afraid of that. But it does seem to still target your allies.
But, did you secure it more, or did you...
It's probably pretty much secured. We can assume because Ben succeeded those checks, he'll finish securing this round.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Is there someone else flying it, or is it the dwarf?
Oh, that's the dwarf. Yeah, that's the dwarf hanging out in the back there.
Okay, so I need to get him out. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna shoot at it at the Gorgon with my newfound gun.
Nice.
And then run and
which we'll tell your game masters in Wicked Wilds. I'll send him a call. I'll say, Keller. We had Keller in an earlier episode. He played a couple weeks ago. I'll say, you know, Chrysaor has a gun now. That's
a
canon,
gun now, and he's really fond of it. So,
so yeah, you'll sort of step out of your illusion there. So you can.
No, he already had that. That was.
Oh, okay.
We established that in Wickeds before. All
right.
We just reaffirmed it here, like discovered like the reasons.
Actually, let's see. Where's my months? There we go. There we go. So keep in mind that this is a little bit harder than usual. Dang! I only got one success on the golem. He succeeds on 1, 2s, and 3s, and I only got a single 2 out of all of that.
Okay. So
you need to give me a ranged. Yeah. Moderate ranged.
Moderate agility. Can I make it easy because I'm a gladiator?
I don't know if you can if you haven't been a gunsmith before, if you haven't been a firearm person. Because usually this is the case.
A lot of weapons, I probably has never used a gun.
So let's keep it moderate. So, let's just reflect on how it's a little bit of a harder weapon. It's not your bread and butter.
Okay. 1 or a 6. 1 or a 6. I got a 1.
Excellent.
That is okay.
Just the 1. Okay.
I got,
so in that case,
one fell off and got.
Oh, okay.
So,
sure.
That is a 6.
Hey, there you go. 2 successes. That works. You aim. You've seen people use these before, especially the ones that have been pointed at you. You take a shot, and it hits. And he takes 1 wound. So the dwarf has 1 wound, and the golem has 1 wound.
And then I would run to cover the door.
Oh, nice. Got to protect our assets here. So I'll bring you around the back, and then you can be back there with the dwarf. The dwarf, in the meantime, has pulled out effectively. We'll say it's a really large keg opener. It's like a bottle opener, but used for kegs. Which means it's really big and really heavy. And he is going to it's the best improvised weapon he's got on him, and he's going to throw it on the golem's foot as if he's like sticking the toe through a bottle opener, and he's going to pry backwards on it. And then I'm going to do
that image.
That's the best he's got. He didn't bring weapons. He wasn't prepared, but he's ready to drink. 1, 2, 3. I got 3 successes from the dwarf. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes from the golem. So he's going to try, but that's
out of your dwarf.
It's not enough. It's not going to hurt the golem. The golem's just sort of looking down, unaffected. He doesn't have feelings in his toes anyway. He's a construct. And it is the golem's turn. So the golem's going to start with Ernst here. He's going to take a big ol' swing, do exactly what he did with the dwarf. So you are going to need to beat 1, 2, 3 successes on a melee-based contest. So take any of your melee skills, which I think for you might just be... Do you have vitality, craftsmanship, or might?
No.
You don't have any melee. Oh, that's true. That's fair.
Agility, sage, personality, and predisposed.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, this is how Atris works, right? You are a gunslinger. You are not built for brawls. You are not built for melee. If somebody has to go toe-to-toe with you with their physically, you are almost always going to lose. It is not how you operate. But you can still succeed on a luck check, right? So if you just get this single luck check right, it is still counts as a success. It's the only thing you can roll when everything else runs out.
13%.
Great. 5 and a 3.
You're going to take a wound. So this is our first player wound of today. You are going to mark off that wound checkbox next to any of your 6 skills. From then on out, if you roll that skill, it goes automatically up a level, like it gets harder. So I'd recommend trying to use it to something that you don't anticipate using it very soon. Like if you do your agility, then all of your agility attacks and defenses and everything will be, you got it.
Not that one.
You guys are professionals. You've been playing Atris for 3 hours. You already know how this works. Actually, only 2 hours.
I think it's a
3
good
hours.
time to get rid of
Times 10.
predisposed. I think it's...
Good call.
We're not doing no more flashbacks, so I think that one...
Yeah. That's the end of the round. It is Ernst. It's your turn.
We're assuming the rope is secure now?
Yes. So we can assume that it is tied off.
Are we tied?
We are not tied off.
We gotta tie ourselves off and get out of here.
Well, or hold on tight,
Or hold on tight.
which is my original plan. So I'm going to kick the construct.
Okay, give me a melee. Wait, kick the construct. You don't have melee, so this is just luck.
I don't think of anything else to do unless tying off myself. Probably a good idea. I don't know how many more. Whatever, I'm going to kick the construct first. And then we'll tie off.
I'm going to zoom us out
3
a
and a
little
4.
bit.
Nope.
Get rid of all these guys.
Got those people off the train.
That's just everybody who, yeah. Every time I throw someone, it's like an actual D&D table as the miniatures just collect on the side. And we'll do that because I'm also going to give us one of these guys. All right, so I'm sorry, one more time, Ben, you were rolling a...
Might to kick the construct. I failed it.
And you failed. Great. Okay. So, Chrysaor, we're back to you. The dwarf and Ernst are still trying to like kick and smash and get rid of this golem. What do you do?
I don't know if I should try to tie myself off and like, get the dwarf to like, get us out of here, or what? If I do a personality check on the Gorgon,
Yeah.
can I make it a step easier because it's already scared of me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I would say so.
Okay. So then yeah. So then I'm gonna do ranged personality, and then to like scare it back.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You're going to use your dragon form and you're going to invoke maybe another roar or something, which staggers it and makes it easy to hit.
Yeah. Okay. So then so that's an easy, and then so I need a 3. 1, 5, 6. 5, 5, 3. Yes.
Hey, right there, last one.
Yeah, I got a 3. I got a 3.
And he takes a second wound. We've been filling him with lead. He's not down yet, but he's close.
Why am I doing all the work? Why am I?
It is the dwarf's turn. The dwarf is going to try to climb up and out. I'm just going to give him a simple agility check for that, which would be 3. So he succeeds on 1s and 2s. He got a 1. So the dwarf climbs up onto the top of the box with you, Ernst. And then from there, he will sort of clamber up the rope, which will lead to the airship there. So we'll put him on board. What do... then the Gorgon's turn. Gorgon goes last. I'm going to have him... Yeah, let's just fight Ernst. He's not going to attack the dragon, and the dwarf's gone, so let's kill Ernst.
All right, boss.
Enemy attack. Boom. Ben, I need you to succeed on more melee attacks. This is, he got 2 successes. Can you get it's luck again. You are only going to, as a gambler, it's like, you're like Gambit, right? You're just relying on the luck of the draw to save your ass.
1 and 6.
Take another wound.
All right.
And then we'll take it from the top. Ernst, it is your turn. You have been smashed twice by this massive creature trying to get you off the box.
So do I just need to climb up to the ship, or do I need to tie myself?
Yeah, it would be a check like the dwarf just made. It would be a simple agility or might check to just sort of clamber and crawl away.
Can I help? Or tie him off? Or I can just go.
You get out of here. I got myself.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, I'll yell to Chrysaor. It's like, do you need help down here, or can we just skedaddle?
I'll like grab on.
Okay. And I'll try to climb up.
All right, give me that agility check. It'll be, let's make it medium.
Okay. .663 is not 1 or 2.
Ooh, okay. So you do try to get up, but as you do that, the golem has shaken or has pulled the box actually towards himself. Let's do this. I'm just going to move it over a little bit. Putting a little bit of strain on the rope. This guy must be so strong because you can tell as he pulls the crate, it's like the weight of the airship itself is also slightly tugged back a little. And that shaking and that picking and moving actually helps you, or it hurts you. You lose your grip. You're not any further. You can't get to the airship. And it is the dwarf's turn. So you'll hear him shout from above. Something's pulling on the ship! Is that monster trying to take us down? You gotta kill it!
Okay.
He's gonna take down the whole operation! Also, you never got my name, did you?
Are you not the dwarf?
So he's not going to do anything else. I mean, he's going to just try to steer this thing away, try to pull back. He goes up to the top and starts to pull on levers and stones and magic and take it. Then it's the golem's turn again, Gorgon. So I'm going to take, just because we loved a character who's terrible at fighting. Ben, you are going to need to beat.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So give me a luck check to avoid another wound.
Nope.
Take another wound, Ben.
Great.
That might be all of your skills now because you would have, by math, I think, you'd have had to have put one in personality. You'll have had to have put one in the predisposed. Oh, you would have had one.
Wound?
This is your third.
This is your third.
Oh.
So I think maybe your agility you could still keep safe, maybe because right, 2 agility.
Left.
Oh yeah. So everything that's not your agility. Yeah. So you are not looking good, and Chrysaor, you on your first mission ever taken Big Boy World, you're the guy who's got the paycheck. It is hurting bad. What do you do, Chrysaor? Oh no, Ernst goes first. Ernst, top of the round, all you.
Can I? So, since the box moved, can I still climb out, or is it?
Yes, you can try again.
Okay, I would like to try again. 3, right? And I need my agility.
Yeah, because this is agility. Luckily, it's not harder. It's still moderate.
3, 6, 2. 2
I was going to say, the 2 is
Well,
what you
1 and
needed.
2.
Okay. Excellent. So just hanging on for dear life. Almost everything about you's broken. You clamber up. You fall onto the side of the ship there. Leaning over the side, you look down and you can see that Chrysaor and the Gorgon are still fighting over the box. Chrysaor, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna try to climb on top of the box, so I can still like somewhat secured, but I can still fight the golem.
Yeah, oh yeah. You can get sort of at his eye level.
Yeah. So
I won't make you take a roll if that's all you're doing is just sort of jumping up there.
yeah,
It was harder for Ben earlier because the Gorgon was trying to stop him and fight him, but as we know, the Gorgon right now does not want to fight the dragon.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to get on top of it, like hold on for dear life and like just be there so like the golem doesn't try to like grab the box.
Yeah.
It's so scared of me.
So, is there anything else you wanted to do besides just hang on to the box and get eye level with the golem?
Fuck it, we'll shoot the golem too.
Nice! I'll tell you what he got, so you kind of know what you're aiming for. 1, 2, 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah, so you'll need to get all successes.
And a 1. And a 3 and a 5. Okay, I only got 1 success.
Yeah, just the one. So another shot fires out. You're looking down, Ernst. You're trying to figure out what's going on. They're still fighting down there.
Pull me out!
And I'm going to have the Gorgon. Doesn't want to fight the dragon, but he wants to protect the box. So we'll have him grab onto the box. So he's gonna, I don't know if he'll climb it. I think he'll like sort of bear hug it and try to pull it so that you can't pull it back. I'll do basically like I did before with the dwarf. I'll do opposing checks. So the Gorgon got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, and now our dwarf friend at the helm pulling the ship back, trying to lift it, he got 1 success. Yeah, this Gorgon is so strong. So as he's sort of keeping the ship almost anchored, you're gonna hear from behind you, Chrysaor, a voice. It's a feminine voice, and she's screaming kind of nonsense. It's just sort of like a high-pitched wail that you kind of make out like, don't you dare! I'm gonna tell my husband, you sons of bitches, everything else you can possibly imagine. Just a frantic and panicked yelling, and footsteps, because it seems like Florentia and her personal guard are strolling up now. So you can tell there's like 4 or 5 guards about to make their way over. Do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it is 5. I think we actually rolled dice at the beginning of the game to say
I rolled
it is
5 dice.
Well, now you are paying for those sins.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the round. So take it from Ernst. Ernst, you can hear Florentia's yelling. You can hear the sound of guards approaching. What do you do?
Shoot the golem.
I would
Guns.
guess that's about my only thing I can do. I don't know if the golem will take any sort of bribe at this point. That's my only other thought.
You're looking down on it. You've got a nice clear line of sight through the porthole
It's true.
in the top.
I've got the high ground.
You have the high
Alright,
ground.
We'll try a shot.
So it'll start at 6, and because it's your ranged weapon, you still have your agility working fine. You might have broken your sageness and your personality, but you still have a steady hand.
I haven't even.
Same. right.
You are going to need to beat. Oh, this ain't great. I think I got 5. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. These are 5 successes.
Gross. Why would you do that?
So you're going to roll 6 dice, and you need to get 1s or 6s on 5 of them to hit.
1s or 2s.
1s or 2s, yes, on 5 of them.
That's okay. I got a lot of 6s, so actually I have 0 successes. 2 3s, 2 5s, 2 6s.
Yeah, the thrust and the pull of the ship
time you
and
need
the
to roll
train.
doubles, please.
Right?
Yeah.
One time you like don't need to roll doubles. It's like, oh, I only.
Perhaps it's Florentia's voice in the reminder that what you're about to pull off here is apparently beckoning the vengeance of a very powerful man and enemy. That hesitation, not knowing what consequences you may reap for this heist, it makes your steady hand a little unsteady, and that bullet flies past the golem into the valley below. And Chrysaor, it is your turn. They are all coming for you.
Pain at the beginning. I'm trying to do the math in my head of what would be better of an agility with 3 or a personality with 6. I think it works out the same. I'm gonna try to do a personality thing on the golem.
All right. That's right. You still got your dragon illusions going. You're trying to stagger him, set him off.
Yeah, so it's 6.
Yep. And the number of successes you'll be aiming for are 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 successes. These last 2 rounds, he's rolled really well. Oh, you matched.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
I got
That's
6.
one
I got
more.
6s. I got 6s.
So rolled 6 6s, 66, and got 4 6s.
6s.
Woo! That is a hell of a luck streak. And you take one more shot at him.
At least we have one of us rolling. At least we have.
I used it
And that
earlier.
3rd wound is all you needed.
You did use it earlier on that on that bet, and then all of your luck was spent.
As the Gorgon lets go and his body goes limp, the box that you are standing on flies into the air. The ship has been pulling on it so hard that you feel yourself, jostled off. I will need an agility check from you, Chrysaor, to stay attached, to hang on, and to get to the ship.
Okay, what difficulty is this going to be?
Let's say moderate still.
Moderate? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so I need a 1 or a 6. Agility? I got a 6.
Nice.
Woo!
It's close, but you hang on tight. And you can feel yourself and the box fly out of the train car and onto the ship. And,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, you might see Florentia at the last minutes through the porthole, raising her fist, shaking it in anger.
I will throw the key back down. I don't roll that way.
Woo! And with that, our heist comes to a conclusion. I'm going to go ahead and take our friends off the board here, and we are going to hit the skies. Let's put it, there we go. Actually, not blue skies. For anybody who is curious, I feel like I need to tell people this every week. The skies of Quelmar are red. Yes, thank you. I'm glad some people know.
Oh, I got a perfect score on that Sporkle.
That's right. So, with that, where's our, yeah, there we go. Congratulations, Chrysaor and Ernst. Finally, up in the skies and free from the pressures of the train. Two of you and our good dwarf friend, whose name I have written somewhere, Chad Gloryhammer.
Chad Gloryhammer. It's not the dwarf. Okay.
The two of you and Chad Gloryhammer take the skiff and begin to fly off. In the distance, you can see the bridge and the train. Just moments later, it re-enters the tunnel and begins the descent, disappearing into the mountains where there is no way that they can get out of there soon enough. After a couple of tries, it's a pretty tough lock to pick, but with enough time, you can open it up. And inside, indeed, is a little orb, a little metallic orb, roughly about that big. And it does have grimes etched on the perimeter. All of the secrets of the fields and the sands and the business. You look at Ernst Chrysaor and just the wave, even though he looks like he's taken a hell of a beating, just the wave of relief and security that comes over his face. And I'll let the two of you sort of play out your last scene together here on the skies above Terrace.
Jesus. That was...
That was something. Thank you. Oh, you maybe more so than just this man. Ever need a job out of Yushin?
Wait, hold on, Ben. Take that line one more time. I think you're whispering too quietly for your mic.
Oh, too much? Sorry.
Yeah. Say it exactly the same way, just lean in. Because even I couldn't hear you there.
That's fine. I totally forgot what I said.
Yeah, you might know better than anyone, whatever.
You might know
yeah.
better than anyone
Yeah.
how much this means to me. I know I've got a lot of retribution coming my way. Whoever up for some fights outside of the pit. Love to have you on.
Hi, boss. Just let me know.
I
I'll be
also
around.
understand if you want to go explore the world. Just know you'll have some steady work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sure, your dad.
You would be too.
And I'll give us one more buddy point on the way out there for a lovely scene. Which leaves our two little bandits at a nice healthy 3 points in the positive direction. Far from besties, but having worked a nice, positive, professional relationship. Helped each other out, life and limb on the line. And then something I do like to do as we roll out for the evening, if we can just get one little vignette or story out of this, where we can just sort of cut to, Ernst. It could be days later, it could be weeks later, it could be months later. The results, so that we know the importance of this story and what it led to. If you have something that you just want to sort of paint us, tell us a little image of. It's like the montage at the end of the movie. What do we see from Ernst after this?
I think you just kind of like zoomed in on a piece of paper. You'll see a pen come in and see Ernst signing this his name. Some little lawyer is like, well, there we go. Thank you very much. Sorry about your loss, but with this, now everything's finalized, and then your name. Good luck. Ernst was like, thank you very much. Yeah. We, a lot of work. But I think I've got a good team around me. I'll continue. Let you see. Zooms out, and Chrysaor just kind of like shoulder.
And from
We
Chrysaor, yeah, cheers to that. Chrysaor, what do we get from you at the end of the story here? Maybe something that segues into the Wicked.
Well, yeah, I was gonna do. I can imagine Chrysaor, like takes a paycheck from this, probably buys himself a little bit nicer clothes than now he has any money at all. And then like a couple like flashes of him fighting different monsters, doing an odd job or two for Ernst, and then in a couple years' time, he finds another flyer and then a call for adventurers for the Tempest brothers, and gets to their headquarters, and number one, what is it? Whatever, like puts like contacts, like Ernst called
Emergency
him, like,
contact.
I'm not like recommendations, whatever. I can't think of the word.
Yeah.
It's like references. It's like number one reference, Ernst, and it's like calling him like I've done work for him for years, like he can vouch for me. And then he gets hired by the Tempest brothers to go into the wilds, and then it just recounts this tale a lot of like, it's like my first adventure to like to all the newbies that are like really like unsure of themselves and like just getting to the wilds and are terrified.
Fantastic. And I'll end on a little vignette of my own, which we'll probably see about a decade later of rivalry and corporate mergers and buyouts and attacks and back and forth between the Dimdales and the Grimeses under new management. Eventually, one late evening, with maybe a few too many gin and tonics, the furious and tipsy Cameron Dimdale, looking over his office desk in Uggarat at a cloaked figure saying something like, "And you're sure that this is gonna take Grimes off the board forever?" And the cloaked figure, of course, saying, "My lord, we have never heard of anyone coming back from what we're about to do." And just a little smile on Cameron Dimdale's face creeps up. And with that, we'll end our stories. We know there's many more adventures in store for Chrysaor, including live right now in the Wicked Wilds campaign, still telling that story. We know Ernst's story from here pretty thoroughly. His adventures in the BackHalls, the lives he leads there. Eventually escaping. I think Ernst escaped, right? And we never know. We'll never know what happened to him after that. I mean, we probably will at some point know. The way Qualmar works, it will inevitably happen. But thank you so much, everyone at home, for joining us here tonight. I hope you had a great time watching our little flashback-filled buddy cop adventure. I've always wanted to try the flashback within a flashback project to see how that works out, and that was a lot of fun, I think. We're going to sign out here and send you off with your night in 3, 2, 1.
Keep
Keep rolling the dice. Oh, God. It's okay. It's okay.